Okay, so here we are again. Move this over a little bit. All right, so we will get started in about 3 minutes, and we'll keep going with everything. Should probably get a new fan for my computer, because mine over there sounds a little, well, I mean, it's not bad, it's just not as quiet as it used to be. Granted, I don't think any of you could probably even hear it, but I mean, maybe in a super quiet room like it is now. You can probably hear that. Temperature goes up and suddenly people are dancing in the streets and driving down blocks with their music all the way. Actually, they did that even before. It's just that they didn't do it with their windows down, so the sound didn't project as far to the rest of us. It just stayed within their car and bounced the windshields around, you know. It's probably better for their hearing, though. Because, like, if you're bouncing a sound that loud off of a windshield like that, it's just staying within your car, so it just keeps bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, and it's loud. So it's going to continue to be loud, and it bounces all over the place, and it's a good way to go deaf by the time you're 40, I would guess. At least that's what I've heard, anyway. That's what a lot of people will say. It's like, oh, you keep doing that, you're going to be deaf by the time you're 40. I wonder what they would say to a 41-year-old. Hey, Conker, it's going good. How's it going for you there? I'm just musing about random things as I wait for the timer. We're just about to get started. Probably like 45 seconds to a minute, and then we'll get going. I should probably take a drink while I'm at it. Tired at the moment from yard work. Oh boy, do I understand that. Oh, yard work is something I'm not looking forward to having to do once again. But I might actually get a bit of a free pass this year because I'm doing my vocational training most of the time until the afternoon. Excuse me, so the responsibility will fall on other people. That being said, sometimes you just got to do something yourself, like, you know, beat back Team Rocket when they try to take over the biggest company in the entire region. Boy, I hope I get like a lifetime discount or something out of this, otherwise this is going to be a bit of a rip-off. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, the Stream Edition. Hi, Mithra. Well, I'm glad you're happy, and I'm glad that we're both here to let the people of Sylph become more happy than they are right now, because I would imagine under Team Rocket, the only ones that are actually happy are the ones that tried to defect. So, last time, we took care of most things in Sylph. We actually took care of, I think, every floor, except for the third floor, if I recall correctly. So today we're going to head back to the third floor, and I know a shortcut. We could go straight through the elevator, but let's use the teleporters, why don't we? Because, well, in order to get to the 11th floor on the left side, we're going to need to use a teleporter anyway, and specifically it's this teleporter, if I recall correctly. But first, let's clear out the third floor, because if we don't, excuse me, all these trainers will no longer be here once we clear out Team Rocket. Not even the scientists, if I remember right. They probably have to flee the law once they defect to Team Rocket, you know. So, I'm going to assume, excuse me, that they aren't going to be here, because they have to flee the law. And as a result, I'm going to beat them up. with my big lad, Totoro here, who keeps getting poisoned from poison. It's like the only way they can actually get through any of his HP, but that's okay. We'll be fine. We'll just go back to the 9th floor, we'll heal, and then we'll come back once we're done clearing the floor out. He'll be level 39, like, right about now as well, which is also a good thing. Probably get a sticker that says good job by the end of this. Oh boy, I hope so. I want my gold star. Oh, that's probably about all they're gonna give me. Oh well. I guess it was the right thing to do anyway, so I don't need Screech, thank you. Yawn is good enough. Screech would, I mean, it lowers defense by 2 stages, so it would make me even stronger than we already are, but... Oh, as you can see, I'd rather have the support because I'm yawning, so if I'm yawning and it's super effective, then imagine what it'll do to the other Pokemon, you know? Let's send Interceptor in, see what the heck this Magmar can do to an opposing fire type. Probably Clear Smog. Probably about all he's got, or just regular Smog even. I don't know, this probably won't hurt too bad though. Yeah, that I can take. Alright, Interceptor, get angry! Nice. That will work. It's too bad I don't play Warrior in Final Fantasy XIV, or him getting angry would actually make a little bit of sense. I mean, to be fair, at this point in the game, Warrior and Dark Knight are basically the same class, so... they have slight differentiations from one another, but they're very similar. I guess it's not too hard to get them confused. Evidently it worked for Interceptor, so... Or he's just picking up the slack. He's like, well, if you're not going to play that class, I guess I'll pick it up. I wouldn't be shocked by that. Let's see. So, Totoro, let's use some of our supplies. We'll have plenty of money after we're done here, so I'll be able to restock our supplies without too much trouble. So, Totoro, you could use a full heal. And I might just give you a lemonade. Keep your blood sugar up. I could have used the Hyper Potion to heal him to full, but he's fine. He'll be alright. What do we have here? An X Special Defense. Okay, more money for me. We're at 170,000 Poké Dollars at the moment, so... it'll probably be pretty easy to, you know, buy supplies and still be in decent shape. Well, sir, you won't have to wait too long, and then you can come out of hiding, because, you know, we'll have this all taken care of for you. Ah, silver raspberries, nice. And I'm gonna guess this is nothing. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I think it's a doorway, but I'm not 100% sure. Probably some important office section that I just don't get access to. I don't know. Yes, I will. What are you gonna do about it? Fight me. That won't really help you though, sir. Just gonna tell you that now. Especially not if you're fighting with Small Haunter. Totoro comes out of his Pokeball and's like, hey, aren't you supposed to be like almost my size? I'm confused. You just imagine him with Big the Cat's voice, like John St. John just voicing Snorlax. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ, that would be hilarious. I don't even know if I'd be able to play. I already find Big the Cat hilarious as it is, but just... him voicing a Snorlax just sounds like an incredible time. I wouldn't even be able to focus. I'd be too busy laughing my ass off. Oh boy. Did I see the tail going? No. That was just a figment of my imagination. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I think it would be, yeah. I'm imagining it, but like sometimes I'll imagine something and I'll just start laughing uncontrollably for like a solid minute. This isn't one of those cases, but sometimes it gets a little bit, you know. And it's just, like I said, it's just completely uncontrollable. I can't stop myself. I just go off. It's like my brain breaks or something. Let's use this fresh water. top you off. I'm not even gonna go back to heal. You know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm pretty sure this is the correct teleporter. If it's anything like it was in Gen 1. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Hey, me! I finally found you. Why are you hiding in a storeroom? Oh, okay. What do you want? What, did you go heal or something on the 9th floor? That's why I should have gone. Then I could have kicked your butt over there and we wouldn't even have to do this. Well, yeah, I mean, he's got to be right up ahead. Absolutely. So let's... Oh, okay. Old man. Wah, wah. So yes, while I hold off Archer, we'll go and take care of the rest of this. Hello, I'd like to report the building being hostily taken over, but I'd also like to report the fact that I'm about to kick their asses, so you may want to get here in a hurry. There's going to be a lot of arrests today. Oh, goddammit, not again. Well, sorry, but his meeting's been cancelled. Or at least it will be as soon as I'm done with you two. I should have had Interceptor out in the second slot. Oh well. Because again, he's the one that needs the most experience alongside Totoro there. But that's okay. These two will do. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to yawn the wheezing. And then I'm going to dig on the Arbok. And I'll just, you know, we'll just see how this goes. We'll just let this ride. Hey, there we go. Emery is second fastest. That will help. And that's going to do a whole lot of... Okay, it actually did a little bit. Again, I got poisoned, but I'm not really all that opposed by that because Totoro is going to be switched out in just a moment. I'm going to put Interceptor in and let him have a shot at wheezing. Because the special attacks will probably work a little better. I might even switch in Mithra after Dig goes off and kills Arbok in one hit. We have a bit of a level advantage at the moment, and that should help us out just a little bit. At certain points we won't... Well, it'll be pretty much just gym leaders where we don't have the level advantage, but it depends, really. It depends on how we end up getting our levels after this, because like I said, I'm pretty sure the next two gym leaders are fairly close together on their levels. But I also know that the gym requirements for one of them would basically force us to be over-leveled in order to get in the door. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. It shouldn't be too long before we actually see that in action. Why are you bullying Interceptor, you asshole? Well, I'm gonna fix that right about now. Okay. And that's good, so now we can just flamethrower to our heart's content. Good job, Totoro. Getting him to sleep. And, yeah, we'll just dig. I might heal Interceptor in the next round and just let Dig finish the job. Because it will. I mean, Wheezing has high defense, but at less than half HP, Dig will kill. There's no question in my mind. And this normally doesn't work, as you may know if you've played any Pokemon game since Gen 3, because Weezing's normally got Levitate, which prevents it from being hit from below, but, yeah. This is not a problem for this team. If it still had Levitate, then you know I'd still have a Psychic type in my team, but we didn't need to worry about that because, well, we don't have to worry about that. The abilities aren't even there, so I can just take them out like that. It also makes the only Ghost-type family in the entire game not very threatening at all, because Gengar just so happens to have a secondary Poison type that you can take advantage of that you normally cannot, because it normally has Levitate as well. So, yeah, it would otherwise be a good reason to have Psychic types, but we don't need to worry about that. So, speaking of not having to worry about that, you guys were a pushover, you know that? Maybe if you trained a little more. Oh my god. The worst they could do is make me dizzy. What do you think, Mithra? Yeah, seriously, though. I just wish they would stop bugging us already. Like, it's pretty ridiculous, you know? Keep getting in our way. Okay. Let's do a little bit of a check here on everybody, see how everybody's doing. Let's see, so we could use some lemonade over here. And then we could use some full heal here. And I think we're good, actually. Like, Emery's a little less than max, and same with Totoro and Interceptor, but I think we'll be okay. How do I want to handle this? Who do I want to go in Foist? I might want to put Littlefoot in first. Or, you know, I could probably have Totoro handle it. He seems like he's capable enough. Unless I want Interceptor to do it as well. I could have one or the other, really. Take care of business here in the beginning. I'm trying to think what his team is this time around. I forget if he still has Rhyhorn this time around. I know he's going to lead with Persian, but, and, you know, spoiler alert, for 2 seconds from now, we're going to be fighting Giovanni, excuse me. So, I'm just going to save real quick, just so we've got it. I forgot what floor the Porygon's on, but I guess I'll figure that out eventually. Anything in here? No. Oddish plant in there, but, you know. That's nothing for us to worry about. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Let me take a drink before we get started. The consequences for lying to me will be substantial. Oh, okay. Well, apparently their prototype actually came to fruition. Maybe. Huh. Well, how would you even do that? You're a company that creates Pokeballs. You can't, like, create Pokemon, at least as far as I know. Wink, wink. I actually know more than I'm letting on, but I can't tell you right now because that would be a spoiler. Why would you... Did you shake on it, Giovanni? Did you actually shake on the deal? Is it in writing? Is it in the contract that you have sprawled all over his desk? Because if it's not, well, you're about as up Schitt's Creek as the people who originally owned McDonald's were when the guy bought it out from under them. I actually watched... I don't remember what the name of that movie was where... I watched something that was like a... It was like a dramatic non-fiction piece based on the origins of McDonald's. And, yeah, literally what happened is the guy that franchised the entire brand, he didn't actually own it from the start. He bought it out from under a couple of people that owned it because... At least the way that the movie made it seem like, it was that he sold them a contract that would let them have shares of the company, but they never shook on it and they never put it in writing. So then because of that, it was never official, and he could just buy the whole company out from under them. I forget the name of the movie, though, but it was pretty interesting. I think it's on Netflix or something. Well, yeah, if he says no to you, you might have to say hello to your little friend. But then again, I'm his little friend right now, so... Yes, sir, your meeting's been rescheduled to never. Well, I'd like to see you try to make me experience that. So yes, we have to fight the boss of Team Rocket again. Let's fight Giovanni for the second time. And as usual, Persian is his lead. So, I guess we'll just get fake outed and then we'll go from there. Do I want to yawn? Might want to yawn. I mean, we're going to get fake outed. It doesn't matter at this point because that's going to happen anyway. You can't use inner focus to break out of fake out in this game, unfortunately, because, well, inner focus isn't a thing, so. But we've got lots of HP, so yawn should work pretty effectively. We'll Brick Break next turn, then we'll Brick Break the turn after that, and then we'll probably be good. That's going to take care of things for us. See, that's the problem, Persian, is that you're pretty strong, and, well, if this was Gen 1, you'd get crits almost all the time on that slash, but when you just have buttloads of HP like I do, it just doesn't even matter. You can't break through. You can't break free. Blech. Snorlax is so good. He's ridiculous, man. Okay, Rhyhorn. We'll probably just do the same thing we did last time. We'll let Littlefoot handle this. He can take any one hit and then just Mega Drain back all of his HP, so... And then we'll have to see what Giovanni's got up his sleeve at the end of the battle, because we've seen these two already, but... Okay, Drill Run is pretty strong. He could have gotten a crit off of that as well. It has an increased critical hit ratio, if I remember right, but he did not. Not that it would have mattered, because I can just take it all back. So, good work, Littlefoot. Yeah, got it all back. Or if not all, almost all. You're going to have to do better than that, Giovanni. Okay, that's a little better. He's got a Nidoqueen now. Alright, well, we still have the level advantage, so that should be okay. I'm going to Leech Seed first before I hop on out of here. Make it easier for whoever comes in. Probably going to send Stitch in. Let him flex on all these ground types. Hey, didn't even get paralyzed. Perfect. Shouldn't have said anything, because now Stitch is going to get paralyzed, but, you know. That's okay. I got Leech Seed up. We'll be fine. Say hello to my new friend. He should be able to handle things for us. One Scald, and that'll be it. Maybe. Nidoqueen's got a little bit of defense, so... Although with the Leech Seed going, we might actually be not having to worry about that soon. Let's find out, shall we? I'm a little slower, but that's okay. Boiling water! Yeah, that plus Leech Seed will take care of business for us. Perfect! Couldn't have done that better if I tried. Probably because I did try. Love Leech Seed. Again, one of my favorite support moves, and for that exact reason, sometimes you don't get the KOs. Here, you get the KOs because it deals extra damage, and it gives you back some HP, so it makes switching a lot easier. You did, Giovanni. You didn't listen to me, so I had to take out some drastic measures so that you could see that your schedule's been bumped up. And by that I mean, the next several days will be spent in hiding. Yeah. I mean, you can say that, but it doesn't make it true. It just makes it your opinion, which is just as malleable as your team was a minute ago. Get it? Because Rhyhorn's made of rocks, and rocks are malleable. Well, kind of. I don't know. I thought it would sound cool. You're welcome. Well, I mean, you know, no big deal. It's the right thing to do. You may have seen this picture if you took a look at it when Giovanni was talking to us over there. That looked like, it says it's a picture of a legendary Pokemon, but might not exactly be something we know. Kinda looks like something that Bill might have had on his computer a little while ago, and then this one as well. And the one back here, too. I'll have to figure out what's going on with those in a little while. Of course, I would gravitate directly to the pictures. No graphs for me. You're welcome, Mr. President. Just glad everybody's okay. Yeah, and it was, you know, Mithra and the rest of us, so... all doing some work. Oh, real? Well, I mean, I don't need anything fancy, so... And he was holding out on Giovanni, because as it turns out, the President did have a Master Ball, but it's the only one. Or so we think. Yeah, the Master Ball is a bit of a prototype. You'll never find it in stores or anything, so... But it is the most powerful Pokeball in the game. You throw it at anything, and I mean anything, and it will catch it without fail. Yeah, I won't tell anybody. Your secret's safe with me, Mr. President. Okay, I don't think he says anything else new. Let's see. Nope. Alright, cool. Well, that's basically it for Sylph Company. Now it's just a matter of going and speaking to any of the workers that may have been shaken up by this whole stint of criminal activity. We'll go heal in a little bit. Let me just sort all my items real quick. That's good. That's good, because I'm going to sell most of those. Let's sort in our Master Ball. It'll be up there. There we go. We'll hold on to that for a particular Pokemon later on in the game that we'll talk about who it is in a little while. I still have a rare candy that I can use. And take a look at my team, see who needs it the most. It's not Totoro, though, or Interceptor, because I think they're fairly close. Okay, you're about halfway. Let's see. You're getting there. You're getting there. You're almost there. Okay, so everybody's close. Okay, so we don't need to use it just yet. We'll work on using it in a little while, then, once we get everybody a little further away from a level, you know. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. Gotta use the teleporters to get out of here again, but that's okay. I wonder where I went. Hopefully, got through Archer, or at the very least, I held him off for long enough until I could take care of Giovanni and the whole company could, you know, everyone in Team Rocket could be like, retreat! Fall back! Run away! Run away! Actually, I want to go back up a little bit. I think it's... I forget what floor it is. It's either the 5th or the 6th floor, but I'm going to check with everybody. Well, yeah, I mean, that tends to happen when you're basically held hostage by a criminal organization. Thank you, I've already met him. So... yeah. No, of course not. Why would it be me? I'm just here to visit. Sounds like something you're going to need to do a little bit of paperwork on. I'm not exactly an expert, so... Well, I mean, technically they already have their hands on self-technology. They have access to Pokeballs, so, of course. Well, that's what paid time off is for, sir. Sometimes the worst things happen when you're on break. Okay, so. Let's go back up. It's one of the floors with a boardroom. I forget which one, though. So we're going to find out in a minute once I get there. Is it this one? No, this isn't a boardroom. So it's either like the 5th or the 6th floor. Maybe here? Well, it's a room that looks like this, but it's not this room, so it must be on the next floor. Office buildings, am I right? They all look the same by the time you're done with them. Is this the one? Nope. It's not you either, right? Nope. Okay. Yeah, they basically all say the same sort of stuff, like, thank you for saving us, or, oh, I've got a lot of work piled up, I better get back to it, you know? So, it's a little bit of everything. What floor was it? I could have sworn. I'm gonna check, actually. There's should be a list of gift Pokemon, and I'm gonna turn chat off on my phone for 1 second. Just so I can check the list. Pokemon, let's go. Gift Pokemon. What does the list of gift Pokemon say? Let's see here. Oh, that's why. Okay. Well, I can't say I blame the guy. I was looking for the gentleman here in the office building that was... I think he was on the 6th floor originally. And he had that Porygon that we noticed. That he was like, I don't know, I can't let Team Rocket take this Porygon. It's so important, blah, blah, blah. I can't say I blame the guy, though. He isn't on the 6th floor anymore, but apparently after being held hostage for a while, he decided to go outside and get some fresh air. So, like I said, can't blame him. I would do the same thing. I'd want to breathe the open air again, so... Oh, hey, me. Yes, I did. Yeah, he probably got the memo that they were getting cucked upstairs, so... Well, good. I mean, you and me together probably still could have taken Giovanni on, even if I was a little less strong. I mean, we would have given it our best effort then, but... Worst comes to worst, the Elite Four would have just had to rescue us, because then we would have been hostages, you know? Well, right, exactly. That's the important thing. Nope, not yet. I got 4, so... Well, we're gonna find out. Alright, see you later, me. Okay. So, I guess we'll go to the Pokemon Center, and then we'll hit up Saffron City Gym. Find out if we can start our challenge, the second half of our challenge from there. Well, yeah, I would imagine. I mean, look at all these fancy buildings you guys have got here. And, I mean, you have Sylph Company, which is humongous, so... Who'd you see? Oh, really? Did you take a picture for the tabloids? You could probably sell that for a decent amount of money. So, here he is. Went out to get some fresh air, huh? We did. I mean, are you willing to just give it to me? Yes, he is, and so we get a Porygon. Not too bad of a Pokemon. I prefer it when it can evolve, though. But let's read its Pokedex entry anyway. The only Pokemon that people anticipate can fly into space is Porygon. None has managed the feat yet, however. As in, no Porygon has managed that feat yet. Well, maybe they should stick him on a spaceship eventually and find... Well, obviously they have. They just haven't flown him there yet. So yeah, now we have a Porygon stuck in our Pokemon box. He's not bad, but like I said, I usually prefer him when he can evolve. It's just that in most games, when you can get a Porygon and he can evolve, you usually don't get him until like really, really late in the game, so sometimes it's hard to kind of make him useful. The only exception to that is like Pokemon Platinum, where you can get him with like 3 badges or something like that, so he's pretty solid there. And actually, this one would be pretty decent if it could evolve, because that nature isn't too bad for its evolution. It would be better if it had a defensive stat up, but special attack isn't too bad either. So... Although if you were going to fully evolve it, that nature would probably be pretty bad, because you would... Basically, its next evolution, Porygon 2, is more of a defensive Pokemon. And its evolution after that, Porygon Z, is more offensively oriented most times. So it depends on what you want. Both are viable, so... Excuse me. I think what I'm going to try to do in later... Jammed my finger. I think what I'm going to try to do in later Pokemon generations is I'm going to try to catch, like, different Pokemon in my team. Like, I have them kind of in similar Pokeballs and different Pokeballs here, but there aren't really enough Pokeballs in Kanto and Let's Go to really, like, catch them in all different balls. But I think I want to try to catch, like, everything in a different Pokeball, you know? Like, that seems like an interesting little challenge. Put a little bit of variety into everything. At least I think it will. Before we hit up the gym, let's hit up the mart, because I've probably got a few things to sell and several things to buy, so... And it's not like we don't have the money for it. Let's see here... Super Lure, yeah, I don't think I'll need that. Don't even think I'll need the regular lures anymore either, but it's fine. We'll save on inventory space here. Get rid of the start pieces, very good. I'm gonna keep the heart scale, though, that's... It's not exactly the same as the Chalky Stone. I mean, the Chalky Stone I'm going to keep forever because it's a gift from Mithra, but the Heart Scale is also a gift, but we'll be able to actually use it for something later on. Just not yet, that's all. Sell a few of our revives. We don't need 19 of them. I could keep them, but then they would just pile up in my inventory, so I'm not going to bother. Get rid of these. We don't need those. Let's see, what else have we got here? Really starting to get up high on the amount of Pokeballs, Great Balls, and Ultra Balls that we have. It's not just the Pokeballs anymore. Might not even need to buy Ultra Balls by the time I'm done. We'll see. Some of the Pokemon that we'll need them for later on in the game take quite a while to decide to get stuck in the Pokeball, so we'll see how it all works. Yeah, we don't quite have golden Nanab berries or golden Pineapple berries yet, but we do have that golden raspberry that I'll have to hold on to for in a little while. You want to save your golden ones for the Pokemon that really matter. Like, and I mean not like, okay, well, you know, maybe I should. No, you can't be questioning whether or not it's worth it to use them. If you're questioning, then it's probably not worth using a golden berry. Just use a silver one or just a regular one and see if you can try your luck. But if it's a Pokemon where it's like, okay, I know I'm going to need help catching this, then yeah, definitely use the golden berries, because they're useful in that department. Let's see. I don't think I need anything else for now. I still got some lemonade as well, so I'll probably just go back to Celadon in a little bit and buy some more. But for now, that's all we can do, so let's head to Saffron City Gym After talking to Officer Jenny here. Maybe. You're welcome. And so, for getting rid of Team Rocket, Officer Jenny gives Jenny the police set. Nice. Thank you, Officer. Sure, let's wear that for a little while. We've been wearing these clothes for quite some time, so it'd be nice to get a little change of outfit, you know. Now, I could get Mithra just regular glasses, but they might look a little weird with the mobster hat, you know? So I guess we'll just keep the mobster hat, it's fine. Okay. He might confuse me for some sort of, like, ROTC recruit or something by the time I'm done here, but that's okay. Oh, those are okay. So those shoes actually might work with other outfits because they're just solid black. Okay, interesting. I'll keep that in mind. There we go. Cool. I'll take it. Alright, now into the gym. Whoa, this place is fancy. I thought Silphco was going to be draining all the power. Holy cow. What's up? Well, yeah, I mean, I can see that. Oh, well, that's going to be a bit of a problem, then. I don't have one. Sorry. Nope. So yeah, unfortunately, you actually can't go into Saffron City Gym until you have a Pokemon that's at or above level 45. This is a problem because it means that we'll be over-leveled, because the gym leader's highest level Pokemon is only level 43. How do I plan on fixing it? Well, we'll have to see if I can actually fix it in a moment. Oh, yeah, unfortunately, it's already over. Well, you could have helped if you had gotten here a little earlier, but oh well. We may just have, yes. I don't think there's anything particularly interesting happening anymore in there. It's all basically just people saying, oh, you beat Team Rocket? That's awesome. Which it is, but, you know. Oh, hello. Interceptor meets another pup. He appears to be barking at you. What do you want to do? You don't seem to mind. Well, that's good. Got a fairly low temperament then, huh? Or rather, fairly even temperament would be, I think, the correct way of saying it. Well, anyway, so yeah, we can't actually get into Saffron City Gym right now, so instead of that, we're going to go down Pokemon Road and head to Fuchsia City and hope to God that they have a better queue for their gym. Is there anything back here? No. Okay. Actually, first, before we do that, let's cut this down. Because now that our Pokemon are around level 40, we should actually be able to take on the trainers that are around here without too much trouble. They'll all be around level 40 as well. Well, high 30s at the very least, so. No, I mean, who doesn't have Chop Down at this point? I mean, I guess several people could have gotten here without Chop Down, but, you know. Actually, Interceptor, can I, like... Oh, no, okay. I was gonna say, can I get stuff off of, like, off your back while you're out here? But no, apparently I can't look for berries and stuff up here while you're out, so I'm just gonna put you away for a sec. Nothing in there. Got a few ne'er-do-wells outside of this house, but we'll go see them in a moment. Hi, Spearow. What's up? I have. And for talking to this lady, she used to give you the HM for Fly, but Fly is no longer an HM thanks to Skydash, so she'll give you the TM for it instead. And it's not a bad move, it's just that it's basically Flying type Dig, except it has a little more power and a little less accuracy. It has, I believe, 90 power and 95 accuracy, just like Flow Default, so. It's not bad, it's just, you know. It only does 90 damage every 2 turns, so. Might actually be in your better interest to just use Wing Attack a couple of times, honestly, so. So anyway, let's fight these guys since they're hanging out here by the secret retreat. Maybe these are her bouncers, I guess. Oh, they're gonna find the secret retreat. Gotta get them out of there. I don't know. If I stay in, I'm gonna get poison jabbed and probably get poisoned again, but oh well. Get used to seeing lots and lots of poison because, well, today we will probably fight a poison-type gym leader when we get to Fuchsia. But we'll figure that out later. Okay. Yep, there it is. Knew it was going to happen eventually. But that's alright. We'll just switch. Oh nice, Mithra's level 42. And Stitch is probably pretty close behind her there. Firo, huh? Well, we have Thunder Punch, but yeah, it's okay. We might as well switch Mithra in. Let Totoro get a rest. He's got a little bit of poison in his system to worry about at the moment. It's kind of funny to me, though, that Snorlax is the one that keeps getting poisoned, because typically Snorlax has one of two different abilities when abilities are in the game. One of them is Thick Fat, which gives him half damage taken from fire and ice type attacks, but he also has Immunity, which completely gives him complete immunity to poison, to being poisoned, excuse me, not poison type moves, but being poisoned he actually can't be because of immunity, so I don't know. Just seems like a bit of wicked irony, you know? Okay, so let's keep going here. One thing I guess I can say that I've never really liked about Kanto in particular, it's probably one of my major gripes about all of the times we ever go to Kanto, and when you know, they've had you go here for, like, you know, Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Pokemon Fire, Red, Leaf, Green, and then in this particular case, I guess in, you know, Johto it's sort of cleared up, but it's cleared up because Kanto's kind of gutted in a lot of cases in Johto. But my point, anyway, my point is, it feels like this section of the game that we're doing here, starting from Silphco all the way until you get 6 badges, is just a slog of Pokemon battles. There's like, I counted it, and on routes 12 through 15, which is another route you can take to get to Fuchsia City, we'll go that way eventually, not yet. In this game, there's a total of 30 trainers between routes 12, below Snorlax, not even counting the ones above him. There's 30 trainers on routes 12 through 15 that you have to fight. Add that to the probably 10 or 12 that you've got here on Pokemon Road, and then the 30 that were inside of Silphco, and it's like, I'm doing like 70 battles in a row. Like, I'm gonna be all tired out by the time I'm done. I'm gonna need a nap. And it takes forever, basically. I mean, it's fine, I guess, but I would have preferred if they found some other way to have the time go by here, you know what I mean? I know it's a Pokemon game and there ain't a whole lot of, you know, side things to do besides just battle and battle and battle and battle, but yeah, it just feels like a wall of trainers, probably because the routes, like, don't really, it doesn't feel like you make a lot of forward progress, and I mean, that's because in Silphco it's a building, you know, so it's like, every floor looks the same, there ain't a whole lot of progress. And they did fix this in later generations, because a lot of the times, even when the routes were long and there were lots of trainers, there was space in between all of the trainers where there was kind of just like a bunch of grass, or like, you know, just basically they left space for the routes to breathe almost, where it wasn't just trainer after trainer after trainer stacked on top of one another. And it just felt like a wall of people, you know? There was more room given to allow the trainers to be spaced out and for you to kind of take in the atmosphere of where you're going and everything like that, so. Yeah, not my favorite thing about Kanto. It's one of the reasons why it's not my favorite generation, Gen 1 that is, period. But, I mean, I'll take it. We're already here, so there ain't a whole lot I can do about it, but... And hell, thinking about it, I'm going to be going through Kanto a few times. I'm going to be going through it for this, I'm going to be going through it for when we play Pokemon Yellow, and I'm also going to be going through the gutted version when we play Crystal, so... I guess I sort of dug my own grave in that department, didn't I? Oh, well. What can you do, right? Alright, we gotta heal poison. Again, get used to that. It's gonna happen a lot. And probably by the time we're done in Fuchsia, we'll have reason to go buy more lemonade. Although I may go just buy it now before we head down Pokemon Road itself. So. And I would be sending out Stitch to do a little more fighting, but as it is now, he's quite a bit higher on the levels than basically everybody else in the party. He's the highest leveled member besides Mithra. Just the way I want it. So, trying to catch everybody else up a little bit, though. And that takes a little bit because everybody gets experience thanks to the experience share. It's not a big deal, it's just... That's why I'm not using him at the moment. I'm gonna let Littlefoot do a little work. Which mostly accounts from him just using Mega Drain after switching in to take all of his HP back. But, you know, no big deal. And he'll be level 41 right now, so he'll be right up there with Stitch. Very good, very good. Oh, more Spadef, that's nice. Totoro will get there. That's a muck. Well, I definitely need to switch, but who do I switch into? I guess Emery will do. Muck's got less physical defense than special, so... But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like this whole section of the game is going to be just kind of trainer, 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 trainer. Like, there's no end. I can't escape them! And, I mean, even after that happens, I mean, there'll still be trainers on the routes that we go to after this, but I don't know, it feels like more like the world is opening up once you get past the slog of trainers on routes 12 through 18, basically. It feels like you're moving to new and unknown places, whereas when you're going on those places, it feels like you've already been there, you know? Even though you haven't necessarily been there, it feels like you have, so... And actually, come to think of it, by the time we get to the gym, Mithra might already be level 43, so she'll be as high of a level as the gym leader's highest, if I remember right. So... Don't you dare laugh, huh? Ah ha 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 ha. There, I laughed. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. That's what I thought. We'll take Interceptor out of the ball in a second. Let's get back to Celadon. I'm gonna go buy more lemonade before we move along here. Maybe buy a couple of hyper potions, although I think we've already got a few of those, so... I don't think we've used one since we bought more, so... Alright, back we go. Let's go to the top floor, get some lemonade. And then we will, go from there. Yeah, take me to the accessory market. Ugh, excuse me. Because I need to go to the roof. Oh, Duolingo sent me a notification a little bit ago. I didn't check how many I have. I'm going to buy... I think I need 9. So, that'll be 2. 3. I should do this off screen. I mean, I have Skydash, so I feel like... I mean, it only takes like 2 minutes, but, you know, still slow. It's one at a time. This isn't entertaining gameplay. I'm unfollowing. I lost count. I think that was 8. Because I was being dumb. I'm not thirsty anymore after seeing all those cans of lemonade. Yeah, okay, so we're topped off now. Other than the hyper potions, but, I mean, we're fine. We'll buy more of those later. Might end up not even doing this with the lemonade, though, because in this particular generation, because they rebalanced the drinks, it's actually probably going to save us a little more time to just buy super potions, you know, and use those to top people off. It costs more, sure, but, I mean, it's not like we don't have the money, so... Okay, Interceptor, now you can go for a heck and run. Although, you're going to be doing it for about 5 feet, and then we're going to be back in the Pokemon Center, but, you know. I thought I had enough clearance there. I'm not really sure why they put him away there, but Whatever. It seems like I have enough clearance, but maybe the hitbox is a little bit farther out than just the Pokemon itself, you know? Okay. So, now... Totoro, you're almost level 40, right? Because everybody else is 40 at the moment. Yeah, you're just about there. I should probably give Interceptor the rare candy, because he's 40 now, so it'll get him to 41. Which will put him right up around where Littlefoot and Emery are now. So, I'd probably give it to him and then just keep Totoro going for a little bit. I could give it to Totoro and, like, you know, 300 experience, but I think I'll give it to Interceptor. There we go. Again, just trying to get everybody about even. And it won't always work because not all of them have the same experience requirements. Some of them are slower on the experience than others, aka Interceptor and Totoro. But, yeah, I'll just try to keep them as even as I can. Totoro might end up being our lowest level Pokemon because of his experience requirements, but that's okay. It's really the only drawback to using Snorlax is that he needs so much experience to level up and, you know, catch up with everybody else. But we'll make it work. I mean, if he's like level 50 when we get to the Elite Four where everybody else is like 51 or 52, it's not gonna bust my balls, you know, no big deal. I can't read this sign. There we go. Okay, now we can take on the Eevee Evolution trainers that are here. And all of the trainers on this road, at least as far as I know, will have a Pokemon out. And that gives you some indication of what they're going to use in battle. So this trainer had a Vaporeon out, so she's going to use a Vaporeon. I think they might have more than just the one Pokemon, but I'm not 100% sure about that, so... I guess we'll find out, won't we? But for now, I'm just going to have Totoro blast this Vaporeon with Thunder Punch. It's coming in more handy with every step. Granted, it's not a one-hit KO like, you know, Thunderbolt or any of that might have been. Actually, I don't think Mythra would have been able to one-hit KO. We're pretty strong, but Vaporeon has got some good special defense and a lot of HP, so... we probably would have been just shy of a one-hit if we used Thunderbolt. And Zippy Zap wouldn't have done it. So... because again, Zippy Zap is strong, but it's only strong because it always crits, you know, so... I like that. That's 5 special defense and 5 HP. That is more survivability. Stitch is level 42. Okay, very good. And that takes care of that. How you feeling, Vaporeon? Sorry I had to smack you upside the head there. Okay, whatever floats your boat. I'm just here to fight, ma'am. I think if I called her ma'am, she'd probably get pissed at me. Do I look like a ma'am to you? I'm young and hip. I guess we'll send in Emery. That should work. Totoro will toe the line and get a little EXP after I one-shot this Jolteon with Dig. Because it really ain't doing a whole lot to me, so... I mean, it can try, but... I mean, the only way this would have done any damage to me, other than, you know, the fact that it hit 5 times, it still didn't hardly do anything. As if you had, if you had Twin Needle instead of Pin Missile, because then you'd poison me, but... Nope. Got it. Okay. Takes care of Jolteon. Hope they're all that easy. I mean, frankly, when we fought our rivals Jolteon, it was that easy. It's just like, okay, send in Emery, 1 Dig, done. Oh, okay. Oh, so you can get hidden items on their back, but does Pikachu's tail go? No. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, let's fight the other Evolution trainer, and then we can continue down Pokemon Road. And that'll take us into Fuchsia City. which we haven't seen yet, but it will come in handy for us. Flareon knows Flare Blitz at this point, so... Could send in Stitch, but I think I'll send an Interceptor. I think Flareon's defense, if I remember right, is the lower of the two stats. It's got pretty decent special defense, if I recall. So, Scald might not even one-hit KO. But this will work. And you gotta be careful with the Eevee evolutions in this game, because depending on when they evolved them, they could have their highest level moves at level 31, so... So that Flareon could have had Flare Blitz right there, because it's level 36. But it looks like she evolved it earlier, so it didn't get it. Or no, actually, that doesn't matter, does it? It's not like other Pokemon that have a Stone evolution. It still learns moves after that. I'm thinking of something else. Well, everybody's okay, despite the fact that I just beat them up, probably because there's a bit of a transition between when you leave the battle and when you start talking to them, where you're sort of... Everybody heals up, you shake on it, good game, and then you leave, you know, that sort of thing. Okay, lemonade break. Everybody keep hydrated. This will not keep us hydrated. As far as I know, the only drink that actually hydrates you is water. You could get electrolytes in your system that, you know, provide you with similar benefits, but I don't think anything else actually hydrates you. That's a Ponyta. That's a dude with a Wartortle. Hello. That Ponyta wouldn't be yours, would it? I think it's wild, but, I mean, you might have one. Yeah, he's got a few Pokemon, and one of them's going to be Wartortle. See, this part, though, I guess it doesn't make too much sense, because, well, your Pokemon come back to you when you're wandering around fighting trainers. Oh, excuse me, but their Pokemon don't seem to, which is, I guess, a little odd. Oh, whatever. Let's fight the Wartortle. Two-shot him with Thunder Punch, probably. He's pretty defensive, but not defensive enough. As you can see, having a few elemental punches on your Snorlax increases his versatility quite a bit. Brick Break's not too bad for him either, but eventually, like I said, we'll probably replace that with a different move that gives him a little more coverage. So, hey Steve. Okay, Maggot, huh? Oh, okay, nice. Cool, thanks. My car was on the fritz for a little while, ladies and gentlemen. It was, muffler was making an angry noise, so... Well, it sounds like it's all good now.
Yeah, the muffler's all fixed. You fixed the hug release since that broke too.
Ah, okay, cool. Thanks. Ow! Okay, maybe that switch wasn't the best.
Your brakes have a little bit of rust on them. So that's a little noise, but it was fine. Okay.
Well, I can go get that maybe checked out at some place. I don't know. If it becomes a problem. It doesn't seem to be a problem right now, so...
It's not.
And a Marowak. Yeah, I think rule of thumb that we've been doing with ground types is send in Littlefoot, let him tank a hit, and then drain it all back.
Yeah.
I think the only ground type that would give him difficulty here would be anything that's faster than him. So, like, if we have to do fight a Dugtrio or something, he would have to take 2 hits in order to come in on a Dugtrio, because he has to take the hit incoming when he first gets switched in, and then he also has to take the hit when he is getting ready to hit Dugtrio because it's faster. So, but we got this covered. We'll take a little damage, but we'll give a little bit out too. I'm just gonna Petal Dance. I'll keep my Mega Drain charges. We might need them further down the line. Not like it would have given me back all that much HP to begin with, now that Marowak was low on it. No? Okay, good.
We took the wheels off to see what that was. Like, it's just probably rust.
Okay.
But driving it around, it was fine.
Okay, good.
It could have even been the muffler too, that was making all that noise.
Yeah, that's
Well,
possible.
It could have all been a muffler.
Yeah.
I know that was part of it, but it could have been
Mm-hmm.
That's mixed.
Well, once it gets driven around a little more, we'll find out. Is that a Rapidash? Did I catch a Rapidash yet? I don't think I did. Let's see.
Dad's going back to the shop with Mom to get the van.
Oh, okay.
And then he's going to go
No, I
to
did
the dollar
not.
store, get something from Uncle Larry, and then go to Home Depot so he can walk around.
Okay. Sounds good. So yeah, you can catch a whole Rapidash on this route, which is what I'm going to plan on doing here. Nice. Let's see.
Ow.
We've got some silver raspberries. I think I'll just use a regular one. That'll be fine. And then, oh, that makes it yellow with an Ultra Ball, so that means it's probably orange with a Great Ball, right? Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, great. Get back in the center. There we go. That was an anticipatory throw, too. I didn't even know if it was going to be there. I didn't even know it was going to be there, but I took a chance and it paid off. I could just be using the Ultra Balls, but whatever. Got it. Perfect.
It looked like you were going to get this time.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to tell because it's in other games the Pokeball you can actually tell if you're going to get it depending on how quickly it shakes. In this game that isn't the case though, so sometimes it's hard to tell if you're going to get it or not. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's hard to tell. After dinner, I think we'll play Skyrim.
Okay.
I was looking up some stuff.
Yeah.
I never realized how useful the Atronach Forge was.
It's pretty useful from
never
what
realized
I
that
understand.
until
So.
just now, until earlier today, I was looking at all the crafting recipes. You don't even need the sigil stone to use it.
Oh, okay.
For a lot of them, anyways.
Yeah. I don't think I've used it all that much myself, but
It's really
I've heard it's pretty useful. So. All right, let's read Rapidash's
You make
Pokédex
spell
entry. Yeah, go ahead.
Staffs, like for Atronach staffs.
Mm-hmm.
You can make for Warlord staff. You can make a lot of stuff.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it'll come in handy.
It'll be really useful.
Okay, so let's read
I
Rapidash's
think I
Pokédex
might
entry.
actually start over and play Mage now that I really looked.
Well,
up
yeah, I
useful
mean, yeah,
stuff.
with all that info, yeah, not really
Yeah.
shocked if you did.
Plus, you can even make the fire salts, void salts, and frost salts at the Atronach Forge, which I didn't even know.
That helps. So, Rapidash just loves to run. If it sees something faster than itself, it will give chase at top speed. And it's another Pokemon you can ride on if you so choose, but I already have my ride, so...
Oh, yeah. I always have one of those on my team.
Yeah.
Arcanine.
Well, it's a pretty good Pokemon, so...
It's so good. Anything first gen, I usually have it.
Yeah. Nothing in this patch of grass, just Interceptor being Interceptor. Let me grab this. An elixir. That'll
Now
come
I
in
just gotta
handy.
figure out on Skyrim if I'm gonna use light armor or if I'm gonna use robes.
Okay.
The only problem with light armor is that the robes are so good in the beginning.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
enchantments anyways, and I'd have to wait till I'd high level enchanting
Oh,
to get
that's what I was gonna do.
light armor to match that.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Wasn't sure what I was gonna sort for a second there. I was like, wait a minute. I want it to come on this menu to sort something. It's like when you walk into a room and you forget why you go there. Like, why am I here?
Yep.
I hate that.
On Skyrim, I actually figured out a use for rolls of paper and charcoal for the scrolls that you can make at the Atronach Forge.
Oh, okay.
You can
So
use
it's
them
used
there.
for that. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I never even knew that. Now you know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
I learned something new today.
I know I did. From that.
How do I be a rebel, sir? Do I shave my hair like you? And better yet, if I shave my hair like you, can I throw it at enemies to attack them? Boy, that's a blast from the past that I don't think anybody in the chat's gonna get. I haven't even played that game for the stream, and I'm not planning on it, so...
I missed it.
Totoro, you're not gonna really do well here. Rocky Rodent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Again, not really something that I anticipate anybody actually knowing.
You have a Snorlax in your team?
I do, yeah. Who do I switch in on fighting types now? I guess Littlefoot, because he's got decent defense and a
What do
resistance.
you have
So.
in your team? Snorlax.
Pikachu, Venusaur, Vaporeon, Sandslash, Arcanine, Snorlax.
That's not a bad team.
I like it. It will work. Oh, he anticipated me. He used
You
U-turn.
need a flying type.
Yeah, I had a flying type. I had a Butterfree, but I decided having it in a grass type was a little too much, and well, okay, so originally I was going to have more than 6 Pokemon that I was just going to rotate around as I played, but when I started deciding how I was going to play, I said, oh, I'm only going to catch one of each unique species. There's not enough experience to go around for more than 6 Pokemon, so I had to make a decision. I ended up cutting most of them out, except for Butterfree because you can get it early in the game, and I needed the 6th slot covered. So I said, okay, that'll work. Alright, Littlefoot, let's pedal dance our way to victory and get you to 42. And then we'll continue down the road. I think we're almost there. Probably like halfway.
The team I had at Fire Red was so good. I remember the team I had.
Was that the one where you had the Dragonite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragonite, Blastoise, Magmar, Magneton, and 2 others that I can't remember.
Yeah. That team was nuts.
That team was nuts. It was so good.
Oh boy.
I don't think I ever lost a battle with that thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was pretty good, so I don't...
overpowered.
Yeah. Hey, Marie, how's it going?
Plus
That's the reason for using it? Yeah, that helps too. That's the reason for using Butterfree. Why don't you use 3 or 4 and stay over leveled? That's no fun. Why would I want to be over leveled in an RPG? That just makes my job easier. And you know I don't like making my job easier. You know the kind of person I am, Marie. Call yelling from upstairs, masochist! He's not wrong.
Nope.
There's a coach trainer here. Yeah, Final Fantasy 2, indeed. So, I can... Final Fantasy 2 won't even be a problem, though. I've played it so many times, I know it like the back of my hand. You'll be amazed at how easy I make Final Fantasy 2 look, but if you play it the wrong way, and by that I mean slightly different from the way I play it, it becomes a slog to play, so...
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking, I think I had a Vileplume on my team, I'm pretty sure.
So that was one of the other two, was a Vileplume?
I think. I think that was the grass type I used.
I mean, that would fit.
I don't remember what the last one was, what I had for fighting type.
Yeah. I don't know.
Could even been the chance.
Yeah, maybe. Because that was on your cartridge copy of Fire Red, right?
Yeah.
And at that point, we still had the trade cables, so it might have been. I wouldn't be shocked.
That team was nuts, though. It was so overpowered.
Yeah, you showed me just how strong it was at one point. And you just, I forget if you showed me when you were fighting the Elite Four or what, but you
I don't remember. I think it was after.
Yeah, it might have been, yeah, just afterwards, and you just, yeah.
It was so overpowered.
It was crazy. Final Fantasy II concepts that never returned, left-handed versus right-handed. Oh, I know. I actually liked that, to be honest with you. I mean, it wasn't really anything that was a big deal, but it gave a little bit of flavor to the game, you know? It made the people that you were playing as feel like they weren't all the same person in some way, you know? But, yeah, I don't think they ever went back to that. I forget, but I feel like there was another game that I played where hand proficiency came into play. I don't remember what it is. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Ow. You have Drill Run! I should have known that. This guy probably is the Drill Run TM guy, isn't he? I think Beedrill just gets that by level up, though, so it's not really all that shocking. Beedrill's special defense is pretty good, though, so... I guess I'm not shocked that I one-hit KO'd there, because, I mean, Interceptor's pretty strong. I can't really deny that, but, you know. Maybe it was Pokemon Ranger. Yeah, I'm pretty sure hand proficiency is a thing in that game. I don't know. I'd have to look back at, like, the games that I've played and see. You two are about the same now, aren't you? Let's see. I can't see your experience bar. Yeah, let's give Stitch a little bit of a chance. He hasn't been out in a little while. And, I mean, worst comes to worst, he just burns the Sand Slash if he doesn't want to KO, so... Ow! Yeah, there's that crit ratio coming into play. Reflect won't even help with that, so I just gotta scald and hope for the best. There we go. Good work, Stitch. Getting closer to me through it, but that's okay. Emery's level 42 as well. We might all be at around the right level in terms of the gym leader's level, because now Emery will be, and Stitch will be 43 by the time we get there for sure, based on how many trainers we have left to fight. So yeah, if you aren't exactly a big fan of Dig, you can switch over to Drill Run now, which is exactly what I'm going to do for Emery there. We'll eventually get a move that I actually like a little better than Drill Run, because as you'll see in a second, Drill Run is really powerful, but the problem with it, where is it? It's here somewhere. Is, there you go again, 95% accuracy. Why do they keep doing this to me? Well, anyway, Emery can learn it, so let's teach her. It'll do us a little more good than Dig, so. Because it's as powerful as Dig, just slightly less accurate, but it only takes one turn, and it has a higher chance of inflicting a critical hit. So all of those things come together to make a beautiful move that we will be able to use for about 3 badges, basically. Although the badges are going to come quick now that we've taken care of Team Rocket. So the move that kept Mega Beedrill from being walled by Mega Steelix. Oh yeah. It's a godsend for Mega Beedrill there. Definitely helps him out quite a bit. Alright, Lemonade for Interceptor. Littlefoot, you're good. I'll just have you Mega Drain if I need to. And then we'll be good to go. Okay, now. Who else wants to challenge me? I already have a Dodrio, so. There's some Silver Pineapple Berries to feed me throughout, because I'm not going to be using them on the Pokemon that I encounter. Again, if you use a Pineapple Berry on the Pokemon that you encounter, they will drop items more frequently. You gotta make sure your Joy-Con's attached so you don't accidentally throw the game. But yeah, so it'll let them give you more items when you catch them if you use a Pineapple Berry on a wild Pokemon. But because of the way that I catch Pokemon in this particular playthrough, we're never going to have a catch combo, and catch combos increase the amount of the items that you get. So yeah, we're never going to have a really high catch combo. So because of that, I won't be getting as many berries. So it's probably just better to feed Mithra with them instead. That way I'm not using my raspberries, which I definitely will use, and also my my Nanab berries, which I also will probably use at some point. It was the terror of the UU tier back in the days of Gen 6. Don't you dare taunt me. No, it was. It was really strong. I definitely agree with you there. I'm not even... I'm not even disagreeing with that one. It was really strong back then. I used it in competitive stuff when I played on Pokemon Showdown, so I remember. I remember how strong it was. So... Totoro might get to 41 after this, now that I think about it. So, that would be good. Although, I don't know if Weeping Bell will give enough. Oh good, more poison. Again, get used to this. I was one of them. I used it in UU, but see, the thing is that I would want to use Pokemon that were in certain tiers, but I would mix them in with other Pokemon, you know what I mean? I would mix them in with Pokemon from lower tiers. It's just I would get a feeling like, oh, you know, I kind of want to use, oh, what's a good example? I forget what's a good example. I kind of want to use, like, oh, I don't know, Infernape or something. Oh, it's UU? Okay, well, I guess I got to play UU then. And so then I would kind of maneuver the rest of the team around what I was playing. It would just be dependent on which Pokemon I felt like using at the time, and then I'd just make a team around it, you know? So... But I tried it out, that was for sure. I tried a little of everything back when I played competitive stuff in Gen 6. There was a lot to try, so it took a little while to get through all of it. And then I sort of lost my... Well, I never had my touch, to be frank with you, about my competitive capability. And I never really had it. Like, I played competitive stuff in Pokemon Battle Revolution in Gen 4, and I was terrible. And I played competitive stuff in Gen 6. Some of it for my channel, and I was also terrible. Like, I barely ever had the... I never learned to read people, basically. I never learned to, like, make predictions and say, okay, well, they're probably going to do this, so I'm going to do this. Probably because I didn't use a whole lot of the standards that a lot of people used. Like, I'd use some of them in my team, but mainly the ones that I would use that were standards were the offensive Pokemon, not the defensive ones. So it was hard to figure out, okay, well, this is what they're going to do, and they're going to switch this in, so I can anticipate that and do this. Never really got good at that. Had a little bit of it, but was never really great at it, so... And after Gen 6, I sort of stopped caring about competitive all that much. So, main Stoutland, which was apparently in PU, and you had it punching holes in people's chests in UU, 3 tiers up, tiers suck. Yeah, no, don't let their tiers fool you. Like, my favorite core for defense in UU back in Gen 6 was a Suicune and a Go-Goat. Those were my 2 defensive core Pokemon, and they just... It didn't matter what it was, they just absorbed everything. Like, it didn't matter what the damage was and anything like that. They were just great. They absorbed everything. Of course, the fact of the matter was that Suicune was a Crocoon, which, if you don't know what a Crocoon is, it's a rest and sleep talk Suicune with Calm Mind, and usually Scald is what it runs. So you only have one attacking move, but it's mainly there to tank things. So you'd run Scald, and you'd run, you know, Rest, Sleep, Talk, and then Calm Mind. And I used a Splash Plate personally, but you could use anything. It didn't really matter if you used. You could use Leftovers if you wanted. I figured, you know, if I need to heal, I could just, you know, sleep basically. So. And then Go-Goat was, I believe, a Sub-Seeder, if I recall. No, it was a Sub-Bulk Up set with Milk Drink and Horn Leech. And it was atrociously powerful. Like, if the things that I was fighting didn't have a grass resistance, it was absurd how strong that thing was. So, never used a Go-Goat, should probably breed a Skiddo to use later. It's pretty good. I personally used it with Sap Sipper because even if you had Substitute up, you could still get the attack boost from Sap Sipper even if you had a Substitute up and they hit you with a Grass move. Although, if they hit you with a Grass move when you had a Sub up, I don't know why they would do that because they had to have known you switched in Go-Goat at that point, but I don't know. I'm just going to let Totoro in. What's the worst that could happen? I get paralyzed? That's fine. If anyone's going to get paralyzed, I'd rather it be Totoro than somebody else, because he already doesn't have any speed. So, that's fine. Yeah, see, that's no big deal, as long as it doesn't, you know, proc too much, which it did right there, but that's okay. I got lots of HP, we'll be fine. Can't buy full restores yet, so if I lose a whole lot of it, that would be a problem, but, you know. Oh, you clever little sneak! Get that shit out of here. Why didn't you do that in the first place if you were going to paralyze me? Oh, man. Hey, look, the AI was actually intelligent for once. That's funny. But yeah, Go-Goat was great. I loved it. It was one of my favorite Gen 6 Pokemon, and that was part of the reason, was because it was such a fantastic wall. And it wasn't even just a wall, either. It was like... It wasn't like Crocoon... I mean, Crocoon was a wall, but if you calm-minded enough, it could sweep a team. But it was the same thing with Go-Goat. It was like, okay, well, these Pokemon are mainly there to be defensive, and they have enough defense to actually do that. But if you got them bulked up enough, they could sweep a team. I have sweeped... Would that be the correct... Have sweeped? I have swept. That would be correct. I've swept several teams with both Go-Goat and Crocoon. So, yeah. They were good. I liked my defensive Pokemon that could bulk their attacking stats up. It's one of the reasons why I like Lilligant so much. I was mentioning Lilligant on a previous stream. It was a Gen 5 grass type that I liked, and I'm planning on using it for the stream when we play eventually, but one of the reasons why I liked Lilligant so much is because it had Petal Dance like Littlefoot does, but it has the ability Own Tempo, which means that when you get finished using Petal Dance, at least in Gen 5, this is how it worked, you didn't get confused because of Own Tempo. So you could just spam Petal Dance, and it was an 120 base power grass type move, and it got Quiver Dance, which let it increase its stats so it could Petal Dance a whole bunch. And then most people would run it with, you know, like Subseed, or not Subseed, but Leech Seed and Sleep Powder or something like that. I just ran it with Petal Dance, Quiver Dance, and Rest Talk, honestly, and just made it a physically defensive wall. Although it ended up being more specially defensive, because I think after, like, maybe just one Quiver Dance, it had higher special defense. I forget. Yes, beautiful and deadly is the perfect way of describing the Lilligant that I ran. It tripped a lot of people up, too, apparently, because I used it in a competitive battle against... who was it? I want to say Sam, if I remember right. I'm going to use the first names of all these Pokemon YouTubers that I know. They may not be familiar to people. But I think I ran a Lilligant against Sam in one of his... I think it was going to be, a Wi-Fi battle. And he never ended up uploading it because it was pretty one-sided. I think I viciously knocked out most all of his Pokemon because I was running sets that he wasn't expecting. And one of them was a Rest Talk Lilligant, because who runs Rest Talk Lilligant? Like, again, if you run Lilligant, you mostly just run Petal Dance, Leech Seed, Sleep Powder, and then something else. So, took him completely off guard. And it was no fault of Sam's. I mean, he may have just been having an off day. I don't know. Whatever the case was, I ended up... I'm going to send Stitch in. I have Shadow Ball. That'll actually work okay here. But yeah, I ran a whole bunch of sets that were kind of weird in retrospect to what I was doing. My favorite one, though, was... this was back when Showdown was still using the sprites, so that gives you an idea of how long ago this was, instead of the 3D models. I want to say it was like just after X and Y came out. And I was fighting Vic and Richie, and they were doing a co-commentary, and I was their last challenger. And they were using a team that had, like, Regigigas in it, and it was like a setup Regigigas of some kind. And my team had... It was just a whole bunch of, like, PU stuff, but my favorite Pokemon that I had in that team was a Tropius that I had. Excuse me, it had... What did it have? It had Leaf Blade, Roost, Dragon Dance, and Natural Gift. And Natural Gift took everybody off guard because it was a... What was it? I think it was a Lansat Berry. And the Lansat Berry, what it did is if you used it, it gave you an increased critical hit ratio. And if I recall correctly, at that point Tropius had Harvest. So you could get the berry back after using it, and then you could keep using Natural Gift over and over again. I think it was a one-time pop for the crit ratio, but the other stuff, when you could use it for Natural Gift, and it was Flying type, if I remember correctly, when you use Natural Gift with a Lancet Berry. So that was my favorite set that I've ever used. Like, that was... it was so stupid, and it almost never worked, but the one time that it actually worked in my favor was exactly when I needed it to. Which was when I was on camera with it. And I actually did really well in that battle, so I'm kind of happy about that. I might link that in the Discord server so everybody could take a look at what a good job I did. It was a really close battle, too, between us, me and the two of them. So, I actually made some... If I remember right, I made some pretty good plays at the end, and that was why I ended up coming out on top, so... Yeah, it was a fun battle, and they used a cool team, and I used a cool team, so I might link it in the server later just to let everybody go. That's how you win in competitive. Do things people don't see coming. Yeah, and that usually seems to work okay for me for a little while, but once you get a little higher on the rankings, the standard stuff starts really just outshining everything that you use. It doesn't even matter if you're using, like, you know, unorthodox sets. The standard stuff is just so good that sometimes you can't even keep up with it, you know? So, but that, I mean, maybe that's just my experience with it. There's probably more items here. I'm going to get off Interceptor for a minute just to... See, I think that's the problem right now with Pokemon Road, though, is that I want to just ride Interceptor from top to bottom, but I have to look for all these items, you know? So, I mean, I don't have to, but I can't see my item finder, which is Mithra's tail, while I'm on Interceptor, so... Any more trainers down here? Let's see. Nope, gatehouse is right there. Okay. Well, I know how I can fix that problem. Now that I've defeated all the trainers, we can run all the way back to Celadon and then come all the way back down. So I can give you Full run through of Pokemon Road. Just sprinting the whole way. This is what I wanted to do, is basically just this. Because this is nice. I don't know. Maybe I'm just easily amused. I don't know. But this is... It's just nice to have just a big, wide open space and have a gigantic Pokemon for you to ride on top of and just let them fly through the whole area, you know what I mean? Again, maybe I'm just easily amused, but this is good for me. My expectations aren't very high, evidently, of these games. Slide right through here and down here. Okay. Good run, Interceptor. Now, let's head through to Fuchsia. Didn't run a choice band on Stoutland and it was naive instead of adamant. So did you have, like, what was naive in terms of the nature? God, I forget what naive was. I know what adamant is. Adamant is plus attack minus special attack. I've used that enough, but I don't think I've used naive enough. Is that the one that gives, like, speed or something and it lowers, like, one of your defenses or something, if I recall correctly? Yeah, they revamped Cycling Road because there's no bicycles that you can actually ride in this game. So, yeah, they revamped it. Sorry, I didn't see that one until just a second ago. Yeah, and there's EVs that you can find here kind of rarely. They're like a 5% spawn rate, but yeah, you can do that. So, it's minus SPDEF plus speed. Okay, gotcha. I feel like I've used that on something before. Not like Stoutland needs more special yeah, no, it doesn't really need more special defense. Well, it sounds like a lot of the people in Fuchsia City work hard to keep everything together, but I wonder what they've got going on that they would need everybody to raise Pokemon. Let's go find out. Okay, nice little, you know, people swimming and all that stuff. Nothing particularly fancy, but hey, it's flavor text, and I like it. And there's like 3 more trainers down here, if I remember right. Okay, Interceptor. Let's put you away for now. Who do I want to take out? I almost want to take Totoro out because he didn't get to bumble around on Pokemon Road, but now he will. Look, it's my boy! Oh, he can't go in here. Oh man, Snorlax is a meme. Yeah, it does. It dies in 1 special hit anyway. I think it, if I remember right, Stoutland has like really low special defense. It's like base, I want to say like 60 or 55, something like that. Not really high. So, I think Thunder Punch is the move of the day. I'm getting a lot of mileage out of it, like I said. So. Okay, well, didn't quite KO, but that's okay. We'll get smacked around by another drill pack, but no big deal. I want Totoro to try to stay on as many Pokemon as he can so that he can get some more experience, basically. Right, exactly, yeah. So then you could outspeed some things that you wouldn't, you know, people wouldn't expect you to be able to outspeed with. Oh good, more drill packs. This might hurt even more because I think Dodrio has more attack than Fearow, if I recall correctly. Oh, jump kick? When did you learn that? You can't even KO me with it. I think that's a Let's Go exclusive, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think it got that in... I don't even think it got that in Sun and Moon, now that I think about it. That's a good move for Dodrio, though. Its move pool is abysmal when it comes to coverage, so... Like, your best coverage move normally was, like, Steel Wing. But now, I mean, you can have normal flying fighting, and flying and fighting is a really solid coverage combination. Just ask Call Lucha. So... yeah, that'll work. But Emery's got this under cover. Under wraps. Always used it on Lopunny before Gen 6. Yeah, and it works pretty good there. That's for sure. Sorry, it didn't show up in my chat on my phone for a second there. It showed up on the screen like 5 seconds before it showed up on my phone. So I was like, is it not going to show up on my phone? Sometimes that happens. Comments only show up over there and I don't see them because I'm busy doing stuff on the stream, but here it actually came up. So, I don't know what's going on. Twitch being Twitch, probably. Do I need to heal? Yeah, I think I need to heal a little. I forgot that Totoro got rocked. Okay, we're good. Emery, here you go. Yeah, we gotta watch our experience totals a little bit here because we're already getting pretty close to being at the same level as the gym leader's Pokemon. Actually, if I kept my levels about here, we'd be just about there, so. One of these days, Totoro will get to run around freely. Apparently, there's too many Pokemon here for him to do that. I'll never get tired of this. I want that item, but I'm not sure if I want to fight all these bird keepers. Yeah, I'll never get tired of seeing the riding animation for Snorlax. It's freaking great, man. Oh, Pidgeot. I think you and my rival are on the same page in that department. We'll have a Pidgeot soon enough. We didn't get to see if he had a Pidgeot yet when we fought with him in a multi-battle in Silphco, but... yeah, we didn't get to see that, but I'm sure we'll see it eventually here. Oh, nice. Time to Paraflinch. Snorlax is pretty slow, though, so will this thing still go first? Yeah. I can't even Paraflinch. Oh, man. That's funny. Something that you may not have known about paralysis. It does decrease your speed by a lot, but that doesn't mean that it decreases it all the way. So... yeah, man, jump kick is no joke. They kept increasing the power of like jump kick and high jump kick as well, so it you started getting more and more mileage out of it the further along in generations you went. So, all right, Pidgeotto, not trying to bug you. I already got one of you, so I'll just slowly lumber my way around and grab this item. Another elixir, good. We'll need all the elixirs we can get because eventually we're gonna actually have a use for them. So. Yeah, good coin flip attacks, yeah. Yep, that 95% or 90% accuracy, I think some of them have 90 and some of them have 95. I forget how it goes exactly, but... yeah, their accuracy can sometimes be a bit of a misnomer. It's like, oh yeah, 95% accuracy, huh? That's why I missed 2 high jump kicks in a row and friggin' died. Uh-huh. Sure, game, whatever you say. I've KO'd a Farfetch with Thunder Punch. Fantastic. I was waiting for me to be able to KO one of the flying types I encountered. Oh, he's got another one. I'm making roast duck tonight. I feel bad for Farfetch'd a little bit. I mean, I don't feel bad for it anymore because in Sword and Shield he got a massive buff in the form of a Galarian form and an evolution, but yeah. In earlier generations I feel bad for Farfetch'd. His move pool is really nice, but he just doesn't have the moves to really... or not the moves, the stats to really back it up. He's just kind of mediocre. Which kind of sucks, because I kind of like Farfetch'd as a Pokemon. Like, as a concept, you know? But... excuse me, just never really got to use him. And his moveset wasn't really all that great until, like... probably Gen 4 or Gen 5 was when it really started picking up, so... talk about accuracy moves make miss Zap Cannon. Oh man, Zap Cannon. Zap Cannon and Dynamic Punch. I think I had Zap Cannon at one point. Like I used it on a Magneton in Gen 2 that had like Lock On or something. I've definitely used Mind Read or Dynamic Punch, so. Alright, let's give Totoro some room to run here once we get out of this little section. And then we're basically going to make a beeline for the gym after this. Oh, look, I made it through the little section. Because now we're in Fuchsia City. Perfect. I mean, I don't know where you can catch one. I have one, but I didn't catch it. I was given it as a gift, so. No one saw it coming. All I can hear is last surprise in my head. Well, here's the gym. But let's check out the rest of Fuchsia City first. We'll give Totoro a rest in a minute once we go from there. Oh, the Playful Park, okay. And yeah, they actually changed the Safari Zone in this one. It's now called the Go Park. And I'll give you 3 guesses as to what that links to. Whether or not we'll be able to demonstrate that is still up in the air. I need to see if I have my old Pokemon Go account. And if I do, I need to remember what the password is to get into it. I don't recall. I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. Okay, Totoro, you've run enough. Let's let somebody else out of the ball. Emery, you haven't been out in a while, so let's let you out of the ball. But I don't play Go. I haven't played since long. Yeah, I haven't played Pokemon Go since like 2016, I think. So, like I said, I'll have to see if I remember how to even get into my account. But if I can get into it, maybe I can demonstrate it. I don't know. We'll see. I've probably got a few Pokemon on there that I haven't used in a while. So, hi, Chansey. How you feeling, Emery? Very good, very good. So yeah, as you can see, we've made our way all the way down Pokemon Road here. And the other way that you could have gone is you could have gone through past Vermilion, go to Route 11, or come down from Lavender Town. Go past where we caught Totoro, all the way down Route 12, into Route 13, then into Route 14, and then into Route 15. And it is, like I said, chock full of trainers all along the coast. Some decent Pokemon you can catch around there, though. The big unevolvable Bug-type exclusives are over there, so Scyther and Pinsir. And I say unevolvable, even though Scyther can evolve into Scizor, but not in this game, so... Yeah, they're unevolvable in this game in particular, so... Yeah, if you've got Pokemon, particularly Pokemon that are exclusive to the other version of the game, so like let's say you're playing Let's Go Pikachu, if you've got like, say, a Bellsprout or something like that in your Pokemon Go account, hey, you might want to use the Go Park Complex. Emery, are you okay over there? Here, hang on, let me help you. There you go. Can't spin dash through that chair. She's building up speed. Eventually, she builds up enough speed, she'll slide right through the wall and fall all the way to the end of the stage. Guess you have to get your own Meltan after you research how to get Meltan and Melmetal. Yeah, in order to get those, you actually need to have a Go account and Let's Go. Like, you have to link, if I remember right, and I don't quite remember, so somebody correct me if I'm wrong, you need to link your Go account to Let's Go, and then that will give you a mystery box in your Pokemon Go account. And when you open the box, it'll put a Meltan out on the in the area that you're in. So then you go catch it, and it gives you Meltan candy. And then you can reopen the box every certain amount of time. I don't quite remember exactly how long. And get more Meltan candy. Because you can't get Melmetal unless you evolve Meltan in Go and then transfer it over to Let's Go. So, Let's Go, you're neutral on Go, you just never liked. I mean, I used Go to go for walks for a while in 2016. I walked around a lot that summer, but yeah, I haven't used it since. I still walk a bunch, but I just don't use it when I'm walking, that's all. So anyway, the Tamer's here, and he has a new move for Mithra. So let's see, we got Splishy Splash. Okay, sounds interesting. Remember you're surfing Pikachu, this should look familiar. And if I recall, it's exactly the same as Surf is in this game, except in this case it has a chance of paralyzing, so... I'm actually going to get rid of Thunder Wave for this. This is a bit of a strange moveset because usually I like to keep 3 attacking moves and 1 supporting move. But with the chance of paralysis on both Thunderbolt and on Splishy Splash, we should be able to forego Thunder Wave for a little while. Now, Light Screen I won't be able to forego, but I'll just delete Thunderbolt for that, and then we'll use the rest of the stuff later. So... yeah, it's Surf that can paralyze, and I believe it's a pretty high chance to paralyze too, like 30% or something like that, so it's pretty good. Yeah, the Tamer moves in these games are just really, really powerful, and they're, if you don't have them on your partner Pokemon, you're kind of gimping yourself, to be honest. So. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, now that we have the Judge function, I don't think this was present before we had the Judge function, but now that we have the Judge function, you can actually see the attack, not effort values, but the AVs of your Pokemon. I don't remember what the A stands for in AVs, but you can see the AVs of the Pokemon that you have now if you go over here. See, we don't have a whole lot for Totoro because we just got him, but Emery's got a little bit. Stitch doesn't have hardly any, but you can see some that that Interceptor has. And Mithra's got a bunch because we've had Mithra for a while, and then Littlefoot's got some, so... But yeah, we haven't really used any candy on anybody except for Mithra, so that's why you see so much more in Mithra's stuff than everybody else. These move names, yeah. Oh, the box I'm used again after a week? Okay, gotcha. Gotcha, I'll keep that in mind. And just in case I end up being able to showcase the Go Complex, I'll probably show off Meltan while I've got the chance. If I'm going to link it up anyway, I might as well, you know. You transfer Pokemon from Go to Let's Go when you want the Meltan box. Oh, okay, gotcha. So you have to use it and then you get the box and then use it, rather transfer and then get the box, transfer and get the box. It's fine, I'll just re-download Go. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're just using it for the Meltan and stuff, that's fine. Yeah, but I mean, we're making it work okay. They're a little under-leveled sometimes, but that's no big deal. So this guy will trade you for an Alolan Marowak, but I don't have a Marowak, so I got a Cubone, but not a Marowak. Pokemon Journal interviews. Sure, that sounds interesting. The president of the Pokemon fan club tells us about the things he simply can't get enough of. When you pet a Pokemon, touch it very lightly. For example, for my Rapidash, I stroke it along its fur like this. Oh, feel how smooth it is. It's like a gentle breeze. It feels so nice. Like a warm summer breeze, huh? Probably, because it's a fire type. And when you go like so, that's the best. I could spend my whole day like this. Oh, I'm sorry, what was I talking about? That guy gets so involved with this Pokemon. Get a digital copy of Let's Go in a month or two. You want Monster Hunter Rise first? Yeah, I can't blame you there. Lots of people want Monster Hunter Rise. I think Cole wants to get it as well at some point. Not sure if he's going to get it for the Switch or not. Is it for anything else? I don't really know. Oh, really? Huh. Yeah, we'll be going to Route 12 eventually. Maybe we'll be able to see that guy. Oh, yeah, that's the price of the free insurance. You end up having pretty high rent. Oh, boy. These are the things that they don't tell you about the Pokemon world. Live next to a Pokemon Center? Good luck with your rent. Good lord. I have, yeah. Oh, okay, small world. Yeah, it seemed like it. He had a lot of stuff about encounters with rare Pokemon on his PC, so... Right, yeah. Yeah, so if you didn't know that Bill developed the box system yet, well, there you go. Oh, and he also collaborated with Professor... Is it Willow? Is that the professor from Go? I want to say Willow is the professor from Go, but he collaborated with him to make the Go complex there. So, kind of interesting. It interconnects the world a little bit, you know. Oh, huh. Well, I mean, if he's still hale and hearty, what does it matter that his teeth are all false? Pokemon Trainer Club account. Remember them halting account creation right when Go came out? Oh boy. I don't think I ever had one of those, honestly. Rise is slated to get at least a PC port either late this year or early next year. Okay, gotcha. Trainer Club was crashing to the influx of Go accounts. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Willow is the professor's name. Okay. I thought I remembered it. Actually, before we go explore the rest of Fuchsia City, let's actually go south of here. I already talked to that guy. Let's actually go south of here to this route, because... Oh boy, what do these troublemakers want? Yeah, you guys evidently don't really understand exactly how that place works. In order to get the rare Pokemon, you have to already have them from somewhere else. So... well... I mean, ask and you shall receive. Oh, God. Well, I mean, that's still a treasure if they're teeth that are actually made of gold. You guys just don't want to be rich, do you? Officer Twerp, take these teeth for me. Okay, thanks, I guess. Sure. You do realize you've just stuck a treasure of invaluable proportions into my hands, right? Okay, bye. And I think that's the last we see of them, at least until the post-game. I don't think you see them ever again until then. They don't even make an appearance later in the game when you go to, like, Victory Road or something to be, like, a last challenge or anything. I would think they wouldn't be above that, but apparently not. Oh, look, we haven't even gotten to Route 19 because that was at the very south tip of Fuchsia. So now I don't have to go to Route 19 yet. Nice. I could save that for later when I'm actually bothering to go there. There's an item behind the Pokemon Center, isn't there? Because there's a spot that... Oh, no, never mind. Because there's a rock right there. Okay. Yeah, in case you remember from Gen 1, there used to be a Safari Zone here in Fuchsia, where the Go Park complex was, and you would get the gold teeth there instead of getting them down on Route 19. But because there's no Safari Zone in this game, they have to give them to you somewhere else, so they just let Team Rocket stumble upon them. Well, let's see what kind of information they've got. Might be something useful. Ah, okay. So these guys will basically give you some ideas of exactly how the catch mechanics in the game work and all that stuff. So, and yeah, like I was saying before, when you catch more of the same type of Pokemon, you can get more items from them. You can have a higher chance of catching a shiny Pokemon. There's a bunch of benefits to getting a catch combo. So it's really worth it. Don't do what I'm doing unless you want to make the game slightly harder on yourself. Although you could play the game the way that I'm playing it, and then in the post game you could do all the catch combo stuff. So. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of bonuses that you can get as well. And when you get bonuses, you get more experience. I go for the bonuses still myself, but you don't have to. I try to get them where I can because I'm trying to make sure that I'm not like super underleveled, but you know. Yes, I have. Okay, what do we got back here? You have 2 global link accounts because of the Japanese 3DS. Oh, okay. Probably be fairly useful to you then. I don't think I had a global link account now that I think about it. Is that the one from like Black and White? I forget. Does the Warden have a backdoor? No, he does not. Okay, well, we'll go through this one then, and then we'll head to the Warden's house. Because we have something that belongs to him. Actually, I wonder if it says that in the item description. Like if there's some sort of marking that indicates that they're the Warden's. I don't know. They did mention that all of his teeth are false, so I mean, that's enough of an indicator, but... Yeah, it says right in the item description. So if you didn't know who to give them to, well, now you do. I have the Japanese account because no one entered. What are PGL competitions? What does the PGL stand for? Pokemon. Oh, Pokemon Global Link. Never mind, I'm dumb. Competitions. Mr. Warden, I haven't met you before, but here you go. Probably wouldn't have understood you without your teeth anyway, so. Oh yeah, sorry about that. I probably should have told you to put them in a salt solution first. You're welcome. Well, yeah, I mean, without your teeth, I would imagine. Oh, I mean, it's no trouble at all. For helping the Warden out, you get the Safari set. Awesome. And he also knows a secret technique, Strong Push. And, of course, Mithra's, well, she's pretty good at the other secret techniques that we've had so far, so. So, yeah, we'll learn Strong Push now from the Warden as well. Yeah, we haven't seen any of these just yet, but these are the strength blocks of the game, so... Oh, okay. Let me see you do it. I like the Kangaskhan logo on the back of his shirt. That's a nice touch. Yeah, if you got him. Well, that's not a wonder you couldn't use it before this. You didn't have your teeth to grit your teeth. And for helping out the Warden, Mithra has learned how to use Strong Push. Awesome. Thanks, Warden. She's pretty good, isn't she? And he's also got a whole bunch of different elemental stones and stuff here as well, along with fossils. I think that's a Helix fossil there. There's a leaf stone, a water stone, a fire stone, a thunder stone, and then that's probably a dome fossil. I can't quite see it, so I can't quite tell you, but... You want to help out, Emery? Mithra's going to push this block, but if you want to, you can help too. Okay, so now what happens with Strong Push is that your partner will gain an aura around them, and as long as you're on the same screen, you will always be able to push any block that you encounter. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. Hey, Diglett, what's up? Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. So, the Warden's Diglett will give you a nugget if you go back here. And that actually respawns after you beat the Pokemon League. You can get a nugget daily from that Diglett if you want to make the rounds, so... I think, anyway. That's what the stuff online says. I'll see if I can show that off when we beat the Pokemon League. Oh, look, another Lapras. Let me go shopping real quick, and then after that we'll hit up the Playful Park. 20,000 people can enter. Only sees 8K participate. Oh, geez, yeah. That's not a whole lot. I have not used an X speed, but I don't plan on it, so... you're in the wrong mart for those, sir. You'd probably want to find the gift shop. This is a Pokemon mart. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Let's see. Don't need a Super Repel. Don't need a Super Lure either. I mean, I guess I could get rid of my regular lures and just keep these for when I need lures. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll just buy more lures if I need them. Whatever. I'll keep my Super Lures. Actually, no. I'll just keep the 2 Max Lures, because I don't really anticipate ever using lures for the rest of the game, if I recall correctly, but... I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Hold on to my fossils. Still haven't found anybody that can help me with those. Lemonades are fine. We'll go replenish those later. I got another rare candy from somewhere. I get rid of one, and just as quickly as I got rid of one, I end up with another one. Oh, well. So we need hyper potions and full heals. Yeah, story of my life. Okay. And I think I might just start buying super potions. Like I said, we have enough money to where the lemonades are cool, and they cost a lot less money, but... I mean, what am I going to do with 235,000 Poke Dollars other than buy super and hyper potions, you know? So... And, I mean, the super potions heal for the exact same amount as what I would have gotten out of the soda pops that I was going to buy, so, like, yeah. Excuse me. Might as well save a little time and just buy all my items from the same place. And that way, that thirsty girl up on the rooftop of Celadon never gets too thirsty, because she can just buy the stuff. Otherwise, I might buy those drinks out of House and Home from her. Okay, so let's sort our stuff. And then sort this. I think, yeah, it's all sorted already, actually, so that's fine. That's all fine and good. Hello, sir. Oh, did you check inside the park? She might have already gone in. They always get separated, those two, don't they? Passion pink, indeed. Okay, Route 15 is that way. We'll go that way later. For now, let's check out the Playful Park, shall we? Oh, what's up, Emery? Or not Emery, Mithra. Emery also jumped back into the Pokeball, but Mithra wants to do something here. She's gonna go do a heckin' explore. We've seen a Slowpoke before, so that's probably familiar to you. Nasa Kangaskhan. Don't quite have the stamina for it, huh, Mithra? We haven't had you sprinting in a while. You know what would have made that part funnier, though? Is if they were all running there, and then this Tauros was just running after them, and they were running away like a Scooby-Doo cartoon. Oh, look, an Ammonite. Is that what you're staring at over there, Psyduck? Hey, buddy. Did you have fun? So yeah, just a little event for your Pikachu. Just wander around the whole Playful Park, look at all the Pokemon. I like all these little events that they added into Let's Go where they let your partner just run around and do stuff, so let's go check it out for ourselves now, shall we? What's up, Slowpoke? Well, yeah, I can see that. There used to be a whole bunch of other Pokemon here, but they have since turned it into a bit more of a... It's less of a preserve, because apparently the Pokemon in this universe, like in Gen 1, the Pokemon were endangered, and that was why they were in the Safari Zone, because they were endangered. So you had to catch them there because they were so rare otherwise, but at least that was the impression that I always got out of a lot of the rarer Pokemon in the Safari Zone anyway, like Kangaskhan and Chansey and all that stuff, so... yeah, that's not a Pokeball, sir. That's a Voltorb. Hey, Voltorb. Yeah, I know you're not an orb. Well, you are an orb, but you're not a Pokeball. So. Let's see what else we got over here on this side. We'll check out the Lapras last. Hi, Tauros. Tauros is another one of those Pokemon that you can ride on if you have one. We don't have one just yet, and I forget where you get one. I think you get it on Route 15, but I'm not 100% sure. Hi, Psyduck. I love you. Honorable mention, like I said before. I'm not going to use one because, like I said, the reason why I ended up using Vaporeon instead of Golduck is because I was using Jolteon and Flareon in other teams across the other Pokemon games I'll be playing, so... I said, yeah, I don't want to leave Vaporeon out. It's my favorite of the three, so... What's up, sir? You and that Lapras gonna go do the big kahuna? Look at all this stuff you had. Almost 200 Pokeballs, a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. You mean the Kangaskhan or the Tauros there? Probably both, honestly. You have had 9 eggs in stasis in Go since launch. Nice. Well, now you've got a little bit of work to do then, I guess. Oh, yeah, Mama Kangaskhan, yep. Oh, but she's getting on in age now, huh? Well, at least she's got a nice home. That's okay. As long as you're together, I think that's the important part. You're welcome. And as if we didn't get enough secret techniques today, this guy's also going to teach us the new secret technique, Sea Skim, and that'll give us all of them. And best for last, because this one lets us actually travel in the water, and we've seen a lot of water at this point, so you could even say we've seen water and water and water. Cole's ignoring me. Cole's here, by the way. Hi, Cole.
I've been waiting for you to say hi, Cole, for the last fucking 5 minutes. You little shit.
I've been a little preoccupied.
I could see that. Pikachu was getting chased around by an angry Tauros.
Well, Mithra just learned Splishy Splash, so she could probably learn Sea Skim.
So I would like to formally say that I'm changing my suggestion again.
Okay.
Skies of Arcadia.
Back to Skies of Arcadia? Okay, I'll change it to that.
On a side note, holy shit, the moon-based theme from Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door fucking banger.
It slaps, dude.
Banger.
Oh my god.
I'm watching a long play for the stream reference. I literally couldn't take it anymore, and I wanted to either play or watch somebody else play the game, so I'm watching a 100% long play. Holy shit, the Pit of 100 Trials is a nightmare.
And there we go. Mithra's learned all the secret techniques available in the game because she's now learned Sea Skim. And also, the guy's going to give us the surfboard. So when we want to travel around, we can actually travel around on the surfboard with Mithra. So that's kind of cool. I actually like Sea Skim the best out of all of the different secret techniques because it feels more involved. It's like this guy's actually got a little story involved with him. You have to learn how to surf. It's more interesting, I think, than the other ones. So up there is the Go Park Complex. We're not going to go there just yet, but I guess we'll check this place out. Yeah, secret techniques instead of HMs, meaning Game Freak's getting good at eliminating HMs. Exactly. I couldn't agree more. It's definitely a much improved thing, at least in my eyes.
Didn't you say that on the non-Alolan Sand Slash is the one that doesn't roll?
No, so Alolan Sand Slash walks around on two legs like this, but a regular Sand Slash rolls. Regular Sandshrew runs around behind you, but Alolan Sandshrew spins after you. He spins like a...
I feel like they should have just kept it consistent because then they could make Sonic jokes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, actually, I already found that. That was the Warden's Gold Teeth. We took care of that.
So I finished up the last model on my Legion.
Oh, nice.
Now I have 500 more points to go. But I'm not doing that until I paint my first 1,500. I will cry.
Can Slowpoke learn strength in other games? Because that would make the metaphor even, or rather the nickname even more, make even more sense.
To me, if I decide to build another army, I can teach you how to play Warhammer.
Oh boy.
It'll take me a while, but I will.
No, actually, it was just his teeth were missing. So yeah, and here's the thing Conker was mentioning before is that you could see a different Pokemon sprite on the different calendars. This one has probably a Tauros sprite, I would imagine. Like most Pokemon that were on all fours had that sprite in Gen 1. It's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to try to move it so you can see as best you can. It's over on that calendar on the right wall there. So, okay, so not a whole lot going on here, but that's okay. But yeah, the secret techniques definitely is a good improvement. I will 100% get behind that personally, so... Excuse me. Okay, so now that we've done all of that stuff here in the Playful Park, let's head off to the gym, shall we? See if we can drop kick the gym leader here, and I don't think we'll be level 45 by the time we're done, so we're going to have to either go up routes 12 through 15 or find some other way to get to level 45. Oh boy. I'll figure something out. First of all, let's go here. Oh, that's what I was thinking about. Hold on, I gotta go outside of the gym for just a second so I can show you guys something interesting, because we actually caught a Kangaskhan earlier in the game when we were in Rock Tunnel. So I can actually show you something cool with it. Yes, indeed you do. You're gonna tell me what I think you're gonna tell me, aren't you? Yes, so this is the one. You need to have caught at least 50 unique species of Pokemon in order to even get into Fuchsia Gym. So if you were planning on just catching your favorites, too bad! But we've caught 67 species. I'm a little off the nice, but, you know.
You know, I was about to say the
I tried my
thing.
best.
We're on the same...
Well, what the...
Oh,
are you the gym leader? Yeah, a little. Oh, great. So the gym leader here is a ninja. And, well, you can't just get to him. Yeah, he imitated you pretty well. But yeah, you can't just get to Koga directly. It looks like you can, but if you try... There's an invisible plot wall blocking you. And you can kind of see the layout of the maze if you look at it real carefully. But we'll do that in a second. First of all, let's go here. See that I've already been here. And second of all, let's go out here. I'm going to put on the Safari set, actually. Yeah, oh boy, Pokemon Bridged.
That was like the best episode.
No, she must kill me with death. Okay.
Screams the entire credit sequence.
So let me show you the cool thing. So let's put Kangaskhan in our party real quick. We'll take Totoro out for a second. We'll put him back in a sec. Okay. So now, Kangaskhan is actually another Pokemon that you can actually ride around with. Check this out. Your partner Pokemon rides around in the pouch with Kangaskid. It's great. I love it.
Listen, I don't understand you, Game Freak. Why the fuck won't you let us have Kangaskid as a free evolution? You have the model. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, I've never understood why they didn't make Kangaskid a pre-evolution of Kangaskhan. Like it's like poison types not being weak to super fire type moves. Like those are two things that have never made sense to me. I just don't. I don't comprehend. So. Yeah, that is awesome. And it was honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that Kangaskhan's special defense isn't all that... I mean, it's decent, but it's not great. It's not as good as Snorlax's for sure. Kangaskhan was on my consideration list for the normal type I was going to use for this playthrough.
Hypno?
Drowsy, and then I evolved it. Yeah.
I was about to say,
yeah, no, this isn't.
What kind of crack have you been smoking?
This isn't Gen 3 where I could catch a Hypno wild or anything. But yeah, Kangaskhan was on my consideration list as the normal type I was going to use because it gets really solid moves. It has a really diverse move pool with its physical attacks, and I think it learns Crunch earlier than Snorlax does, so it can actually take advantage of that for Ghost types. But yeah, the special defense was too high. So Kangaskhan and Golduck so far are the honorable mentions for this playthrough. They're the two that got away, unfortunately. Stop right there, criminal scum! Okay, so anyway, we'll take care of business here. Here's what the Tamer looks like in battle.
God knows why the ninja has Tamers in his gym.
I don't know. Because they can confound people, probably.
We would have more ninjas.
Yeah, you would think they would have had like a ninja class of trainer in Gen 1 or something. Would have made sense to me, but I don't know. We have Drill Run for this gym. That should come in handy. Now I don't have to use 2 turns every time I want to use a ground type move. Of course, I'm going to get poisoned like every battle, but I mean, that's what the full heals are for, so. Never mind. Affection system for the win. Good job, Emery. Yeah, we're going to be like 42 to 43 with our levels. We might even have Mithra be 44 by the time we're done with all the trainers in here. Which is a bit of a shame, because that means we'll be just slightly at or over the level of the gym leader's Pokemon. But we also still won't quite be 45, which is just great. What the hell am I going to do with you guys? Okay, need a Reno. Drill Run. Do you like that sound effect, Cole?
This thing is the best Pokemon.
I love Sandslash. It's great. It's got great stats. I love its design.
Then you get to the Alolan one and it's somehow just...
Sharper.
Heavier.
Nice speed. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't get nice, unique species of Pokemon, so I had to say something was nice while I was here.
I mean, you've still got a pretty decent amount of the game left to get them.
That's true. And I will have more than, 69 by the time I'm done.
I love how they have fucking people in brackets that are just watching this shit. Watching
and that's
small
actually
child navigate a fog maze.
Well, see, that's actually a nice touch because all of the gyms have those. If you look on the outside of the gyms, it's just more noticeable in some of them than others. But all of the gyms have those stands now, like they did in the anime, which I think is a really great touch because it's like, okay, they know that I'm challenging the gym. So
it's an event when the trainer comes in rather than just being there. I can tell you there was a fucking line outside this morning for this shit. Oh, this trainer's gonna be here today. Yo, I'm selling tickets.
I mean, I've already got 4 badges, so like, I'm not a household name yet, but probably a couple of people at least know me. It would be interesting, though. Oh, this is going to actually hurt a little bit. It would be... Yeah, it would be interesting, though, if you actually had to, like, schedule your next gym challenge or something. Like, you had to go to a PC or something and be like, yeah, I'm going to go to the next gym. Like, it would make more sense why people are lined up for it. in that particular case, but it's interesting. I like the detail that the people are up in the stands anyway, you know. Just them being there adds a little bit of flavor, I think. Wow, that didn't KO. Muck, why are you so thick? Oh, good, toxic stalling. My favorite. I'm going to switch Emery back out. I'll switch Interceptor in, I think. Because he's probably going to protect this turn. Yeah, that's the extent of most of the high-end trainers here, is that they toxic protect. So that's fun! Even the gym leader's susceptible to toxic protect shenanigans. Oh, as if that wasn't bad enough, he's got minimized too. Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good point, Conker. With, you know, Brock's gym is in that nice little zone where everybody can kind of come out to see, oh, well, there's a new trainer starting their challenge, so, you know, they would all come and see you from there. So that's a good point. Yeah, that protect ain't gonna do you a whole lot of good there, sir. Interceptor, get angry! Ignore evasiveness!
I would find it endlessly amusing if, like, you ever notice how gyms, like, their Pokemon levels and the people around them, like, their gym levels, trainer levels, skill, whole 9 yards, they're, like, conveniently the same level as, like, the fucking Pokemon in the surrounding area?
Mm. Well, they're a little higher usually, but yeah.
Is if in the next generation the last gym was in the first town.
That would be kind of interesting, actually, because it's like you're kind of, that's why you become a trainer, right? Like you live in the shadow of a gym, so then you have to come home.
Guy at the front door. Yeah, well, there used to be a lot of really strong Pokemon out here, but then some crazy migration happened.
Uh-oh, they got the same idea as Interceptor, and now I gotta switch because I'm confused. Let's just let Totoro do it. Emery's a little hurting at the moment, so... Yeah, as trainers get more badges, people pay more attention to the ones that go far in the challenge. Yes, that's true. So they sort of end up following you, almost. I say that I'm not a household name at the moment because, I mean, if I was, I would have gone to the trainer fan club and they would have been like, holy crap! But, no, that's not a thing, so... But yeah, Beedrill's move pool in this game is pretty ridiculous. It gets Drill Run by level up, it gets Outrage. I forget if it gets that by level up or by, just by TM, but Outrage is a TM in this game, so... Beedrill's move pool's nuts, man. If you need a bug type that has pretty decent moves, yeah, Beedrill's your guy. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it gets it in this game. Again, I think it's by TM though. I don't think it's by level up, but I could be wrong about that. I haven't looked up Beedrill's moveset in a while, so
outrage.
I was just doing it, so.
I mean, it's a wasp, so that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, wasps get angry. So, I mean, I guess so.
Wasps? They'll chase something for like a mile.
Yeah.
They're angry motherfuckers. Hornets are worse.
Always angry. Okay, we need to heal.
Listen, in terms of the angry scale, you got like your bumblebees that are just like completely non-aggression. They're fluffy boys. They're like fucking moths that just smash into things. They're adorable. You got regular bees, and if you, like, do terrible things to their nest, they'll go after you. Then you have wasps, and it's just like, oh, we'll just chase you for a mile. Then you get over to hornets, and it's just a picture of Dune Guy with a bee head. Those fuckers do not give a shit.
Yeah, that's not really wrong.
If you break their nest, a hornet will fucking fly onto the plane you're running away on and cling for dear life, and the minute you get off, it will cut your eyes out. Those things are assholes.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
But yeah, in terms of Pokemon movesets, this game opens... I mean, even though there's less moves in it overall than there were in Sun and Moon, it opens up a lot of options for Pokemon that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So I would say if you're going to try the game out, wink wink, it's well worth it to check out different moves and see if the Pokemon can learn them, because they might learn some stuff that you might not expect. So yeah, wasps are terrifying, for sure. I've had a bad experience with a few wasps, and it didn't exactly work out for me.
When I was like 8, and there was a fucking beehive right next to the pool, and I kicked it, and like the whole swarm came out, and I ran back into the house, and I somehow didn't get stung once.
Yeah.
That was
They were
terrifying.
probably too busy having their heads rattled to figure out what the heck was going on, so...
I didn't even mean to kick the nest!
Oh, no, I mean, you never do, but it happened, so...
It's kicking the side of the pool.
Okay, so you guys have just stopped toxic stalling, now you're just protect stalling. Like, come on.
Oh, come on, this is a ninja gym. At least spam double team, that's on topic.
Gorilla likes his students to let basically anyone who wants to learn into his gym. Yeah. I mean, it's like, okay, So what are your qualifications as a trainer? I know how to use Protect. Okay, you're in. That's the gist. That's it for Koga's Gym. You just need to know how to use Protect. Oh boy. Alright. And yeah, with all of the Pokemon that we're going to have in here, we'll probably be exactly level 45 by the time we're done with this, like, in terms of Mithra's level and everything. Which will make routes 12 through 15, I won't say useless, but not exactly necessary. I want to switch Emery in for the super effective hit, but also Shadow Ball spooks me, so I guess Interceptor. I mean, worst comes to worst, he just protects, or rather, that's the best case scenario. He just protects, and then I just annihilate him with Crunch. So, you know. Okay, Toxic, which means Protect is coming. I think I'm just going to use a full heal next turn. I'm not even going to bother attacking, because he's just going to Protect. Oh, okay, cool. I should have bought like 15 antidotes because I would have ran through all of them by the time I was done with this gym. Oh well. Okay, Shadow Ball.
Hey, look,
see now what'll end up happening next turn is he'll either use Protect just to cuck me, or he'll use Toxic again, which will mean he'll die to Crunch. So, or I'll just be faster than him and kill him immediately. That works. Good job, Interceptor. You always have at least 5 of all of them. Yeah, usually I keep a decent stock of the regular items that heal 1 status ailment each until I get full heals, and then I sometimes use them and sometimes sell them. It just kind of depends on the game and my mood for that day. I felt like selling them when I first got to full heals in this game because I wanted to save inventory space, so you don't have to, though. Especially not in this game. It's not like the inventory has a limit like it did in older Pokemon games, so... Stop it! I'm gonna have to wander my way out of the gym just to get my power points back. This whole gym is gonna take me the rest of the episode because of Protect stalling. Stop it! There.
Stop it!
Ready for the next Haunter to come in and use Protect and let it succeed 3 times in a row? Hi. I already know what I'm calling this episode, and it's not just based on the fact that these things are using Protect. It also has to do with the fact that Sylph Company really didn't like Team Rocket being on the premises. Had to find a second 1% chancey because you forgot your box was at 20. Oh, yeah, because that was the oh, man, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it'll succeed 4 times in a row. Yeah, seriously, it'll exponential growth, right? Like it succeeded 1 time, and then 2 times, then 4. So, then a third to actually have 1 for yourself. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's a lot. And that's before... Here's the thing about 1% encounters in earlier Pokemon games. This is the first Pokemon game, at least to my knowledge, where you can actually see the Pokemon out on the world map. So hunting for 1% encounters before this was a nightmare, like, because you couldn't see them, so you'd have to run into stuff, and it's just random whether you run into it or not, and then, you know, you just end up getting into a whole bunch of encounters that you end up having to run away from. So, oh, it's over here. Okay. Or maybe it's not. No. Okay. So then, this is a wall. Hold on, let me look at the stuff here. Is that an opening? No, this is an opening. Okay, so I just gotta go this way. There's another Tamer and an Ace Trainer. How do I get to them? Oh, I can just get to you like this. Okay. Might run into a little lag in here, by the way. The fog effects have a tendency to cause a little bit of lag in here. So, yeah, just in case you see it, that's why. Okay, that takes care of that. We're all healed to full. Let's keep Totoro in so we can get everybody to 43 before the gym leader, which I don't like the idea of that, because again, I wanted to stay under-leveled, but the game's not letting me, so... I tried, though. I did the best I could, but the game just wouldn't allow it. Can't wait till I get Fire Punch so that Snorlax can use that here, too, but that's okay. Interceptor. Ain't really a question. Well, that's an interesting move that you got there, but how about you absorb this instead? Yeah, sorry, no solar beams for you. I think we get access to solar beam a little later. It's also a TM in this game, if I remember right, so we'll get there eventually, but not yet. And Wheezing, I kind of just want to stay in. 2 flamethrowers should be enough to KO this thing, I think. We'll find out right now, won't we? Ooh, okay. Well, Affection System allowed me to dodge a move that I normally wouldn't dodge. I guess it's 1 less full heal I have to use because I probably would have gotten poisoned from Sludge Bomb. So, excuse me. Again, Game Freak, I don't need benefits in battle to petting my Pokemon. I will just pet them anyway. I choose Gym Leader between Fog and Shadow. How about that? Ah, okay, so that's why he's got Tamers, because they have a tendency to use animals to their advantage to help them with their espionage. I imagine you could probably train like a Falcon or something to help you out with that, or in this case a Snake, because he's using an Arbok. Do I stay in? I feel like if I stay in, I'm just going to get poisoned, so Emery, please, help me out. How am I going to do this for Koga's fight? Who's gonna start the battle? I don't exactly remember what his Pokemon are exactly, so maybe I should, well, maybe I shouldn't look it up. Maybe we should just go into it blind and not know, and I'll just do the best I can to have 4 different Pokemon help me out in that fight. Excuse me, good lord.
You okay?
Yeah, just lunch.
Just lunch.
Had a little bit of an issue last week where I had trapped gas in the chest. It was not fun.
Oh god, it's horrible.
Yeah, it was not fun. It's gone now. I got it all out, but it was gross. Actually, it wasn't even last week. It was like this past weekend, and yeah, mostly this past weekend. It was all gone by yesterday. Ugh. Probably didn't even really notice it on the streams though, did you? But that's because I wasn't, you know, eating anything, so. Oh, good. I avoided the attack, I didn't get paralyzed, and I hit with a 95% accurate move. I'll take it. I'm surprised that Stitch hasn't hit level 44 yet, but it's probably because Stitch hasn't really been used in battle in a little bit, so. He's kind of starting to level out with everybody else, you know, in terms of the EXP. Well, I'm paralyzed. I could fix it, but I'm choosing not to. Because I know I'm just going to get glared again if I do. So. I think this is the last trainer. I'm probably going to run out of the gym, though, and heal, just to get my power points back, really. Because, as if it wasn't a clear indication, all of the students use Protect Stalling. So, of course, the Master will also use Protect Stalling to his advantage.
I'm not surprised in the least.
Yeah, you shouldn't be, because it's Koga. He just does that.
I believe this is what the humans call disappointment.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, once we're done with that, I don't think anybody else really uses Toxic Protect strategies for the remainder of the game. It's just here, because, well, you get Toxic for defeating Koga, so... Oh, okay, there we go. I can just quickly exit by going that way. So it looks like I just got to get to the Tamer and then kind of go to the right instead of going down, and that'll take me to where I need to go. Cool. Oh, you know, I didn't put on the Safari set. I'll go do that in a second. So I'm not just running around in my police officer uniform the whole time. Safari set seems like it would make sense anyway, because, I mean, we're out on an adventure exploring and trying to find new wild Pokemon, so... Yeah, it makes sense. Alright, let's put it on. There we go. Does that really work as camo? Considering it's only a small part of your legs taken up by that? By that. I mean, whatever. It's cool. I like it. Makes me look like I'm really on an expedition, so...
I'm going on an adventure!
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so... Really, it's going to depend on what Koga has first. I guess Emery's a fairly safe bet no matter what. Because, I mean, they're all going to be poison type, right? So it's just whatever he uses first, Emery should be able to take care of it. And then after that, I guess it doesn't matter, but we'll figure it out. And I suppose if I didn't capture so many Pokemon, I would have... You know, maybe if I had gone to exactly 50 species, I wouldn't have had to have worried about being a little over-leveled for this, but, I mean, whatever. We have to be over-leveled anyway for Sabrina and the 6th gym, so I guess I'm not going to get away from it, so since I won't, we'll just run with it, I suppose. Okay, so go this way, go down here, and then let's wait for it to show up right there. There we go. Okay. Let's save real quick, and then we'll take on Koga. Bless you.
Goddamn.
Oh, I didn't find you. You tricked me again! Oh, okay. Bless you.
Oh god, I'm dying.
And by true terror, do you mean toxic stalling? Because yes, you are correct. That is in fact true terror. Thankfully, I have enough full heals to handle all of that. Alright, Koga, let's do this. Just viscerally heard adventure in your head. Thanks, Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack.
That show was fucked up.
Oh, man.
That show did things in animation I didn't think would even be possible.
Okay, so Koga would like to battle, and he sends out a Weezing first, so yeah, Emery can handle this. And I could probably Swords Dance and sweep his entire team, but let's give everybody else a chance to fight, shall we? Let's just use Drill Run a couple of times, and then we'll be fine. You didn't even Toxic me first. Why are you using Protect already? Like, at least Toxic me first. Just kill it, Emery. I don't even care anymore. Okay, well, I didn't get a crit. If I did, it would have killed, but, you know. Okay, so I am going to choose to circumvent this by just curing the Toxin by the end of the turn. Either by that or by full heal. I wasn't sure which one was going to happen, so I figured if I didn't get that, I'll just full heal for safety because, okay, he didn't end up protecting again. He was probably Toxicing again, or I think his Weezing has Explosion, so he might have done that as well. But it didn't matter. I was faster and I Drill Ran him, so. Why exactly is Koga even a gym leader when he'd probably make a good assassin or contract killer in general? I don't know. Does Kanto need a contract killer? I mean, I guess maybe for Giovanni, but he'd probably get in trouble for that for reasons that haven't been explained yet, but we'll get there. Oh, good, Slash. I can finally get rid of Headbutt for something else that's a little more interesting. So Slash is, I think, as powerful as Headbutt, but instead of a flinch chance, it gives you an increased critical hit ratio, so I'll take it. It's for flavor. And we'll be eventually getting rid of Slash anyway to get a bit better coverage, so. Okay, a Muck next, so who am I going to use against the Muck? This is a good question. Wait, this is the one that I know something about, if I remember correctly. And I think if I recall, I want to send in Totoro. He doesn't have a solid move for Muck, so it might take a little while, but if I remember right, this Muck only has special attacks for attacking moves. So, once I can get him put to sleep, I can start hammering away with Headbutts that will probably 3-hit KO. I think it was always 70 base power, at least as far as back as I can remember, so. Do I want to use my boost here? No, not really. It's a Muck. If he keeps doing that, I might just, though. Let's put him to sleep first before I start thinking about the boost, you know. Let's yawn, and then I'll use the boost maybe after that. Or actually, hang on. Let me heal the poison first, because he's probably just going to do some random BS right now. Let me heal the poison first. That'll force his AI to think about using Toxic. I'll yawn when he won't be protecting, or I'll just get poisoned by Sludge Bomb. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Ow. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so he may not protect this turn because he may be trying to Toxic me, or he'll just use Sludge Bomb again. Also fine. There's the poison. Also fine. Let's Yawn now. And I think I'll heal next turn, and then I'll use my boost. Because I'm probably not going to have a whole lot of turns left of using Totoro if I just use my boost here. Because I'll get Sludge Bombed, and then I'll get Poison damaged, and the Lingering damage plus the Sludge Bomb. Even though Snorlax's special defense is nothing to scoff at, that may just take me out, the combination. Because Sludge Bomb is a strong move. Even though Muck's special attack isn't really that high, it's a strong move. So I don't know why you didn't just teach a Poison Jab, but, I mean, whatever.
They have to make it slightly fair. I imagine that a Poison Jab Muck would just obliterate people.
Oh, I didn't use my Boosty Boost. Oh, well. I'll save the Boosty Boost for later. Yeah, that's a 3-hit KO, I think, so. What was Totoro? If only abilities were in this game and he had immunity. Yeah, I was just talking about that earlier. It would be nice.
I never noticed how those things.
Nope. Okay, so it woke up too quickly from the yawn. Getting crits all over the place. I'll just heal again. We'll just tank it out. No big deal.
This is the equivalent of just two Krogans headbutting each other over and over.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, I'll just tank it out. Like I said, no big deal. It would be nice if I had a full restore at this point, but we don't gain access to those for a little while yet, so I'll just, you know, do this. This is probably where the biggest problem is going to be in this fight. Like, after this, I don't anticipate there being much of a problem. It's just that I don't have, like, a Psychic-type move. And I already used my Ground-type move. So, like, if I had not been so stubborn and pig-headed and decided, oh, I'll just use Emery for 2 Pokemon, we wouldn't be having this problem. But we are, so...
Of course we're having this problem.
And because of Protect, I'm going to have to heal again. Because Sludge Bomb plus Poison next turn will probably take me out. Especially if he gets a crit again. Let's see. Nah, that's not enough. This is enough. Yeah, hard countering this gym would be really nice. Yes, it would. But you know me. Like making things hard on myself. It's not like I can get double poisoned or something, so... And I'm trying to think. I'm not even sure if Headbutt would have been a flat-out 2-hit KO if I had gotten a +1, honestly. Really, if he hadn't woken up, I would have already been done with this, but whatever.
But of course he wakes up.
Yeah. Can't just have nice things, can we?
No, we can't, unfortunately.
Okay. And done. Not done. Thanks, random roll. Okay, you know what? I'm done with this shit. I'm switching Emery back in. Totoro's done enough. I ain't taking no more bullshit.
What a chimp.
He tanked it out well enough. I would have used another Hyper Potion, would have had to wait out Protect and all this other bullshit. No, Koga, fuck you. I'm just gonna kill you now.
You're cheating me, you fuck.
Goodbye.
Be gone, thought.
Yeah, it didn't even have to make that hard on myself, but I didn't have a Psychic type that I could have used to, you know, tank that out. If I had been using Hypno in my team, that wouldn't have been a problem, because I could have just... I mean, Hypno has the special defense.
That last Pokemon
and,
concerns me.
You know, everything else, so... Okay, so Golbat's an easy one. I'm going to say that, and he's going to give me as much trouble as Muck now. Let's do this, Mithra. Let's go, partner. Okay, Fly is fine. So probably, I mean, as a matter of fact, I'm definitely faster next turn, so I guess I'll just wait. I'll full heal Totoro. Incoming change in Gen 9. You can double down on inflicted status to inflict Deep Sleep, Scorch, Toxic, Deep Freeze, and Flash Shock. Oh, good.
As if Parahacks wasn't bad enough. I'm gonna go snap my neck now.
Good lord.
Can you imagine that in the competitive scene?
Oh my god. Competitive would be dead.
It's already dead.
Competitive would be dead from status infliction.
Bro, it's been dead for years. Have you heard of Ultra Necrozma?
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry, Cole.
Yeah, there goes Golbat. One-shotted. No big deal. Good job, Mithra.
I 100% promise I wasn't part of the competitive scene for a little while and then immediately got sick of the toxicity.
And Totoro's finally level 43, so that's good. So his ace is a Venomoth, as expected.
Its eyes are so gigantic. I hate it.
I love Venomoth. It's probably my favorite bug type in Gen 1, honestly. It's gonna be my other honorable mention. The reason why I didn't use it is because you could catch Caterpie earlier than Venonat. So.
Its eyes look like frog eggs. I hate it. Kill it.
I mean, I'm gonna flamethrower it and it's gonna die in 2 turns, so. Or 1. Damn, Interceptor, you scary. I didn't even need my boost. Yeah, Venomoth is really cool. I really like it.
I like the design. I just think its eyes were modeled weird in this game.
And there we go. We defeated Koga with much effort. Also, I should mention, Venomoth is a notable Pokemon to use because in addition to Butterfree, Venomoth is one of 2 Pokemon in Let's Go that gains access to Quiver Dance.
Oh god.
So that's fun. Yeah, I like Venonat too. I like the whole line of Pokemon, honestly. So I just didn't get a chance to use it. I probably could have. That's probably the one Pokemon that I had the best opportunity to use because I only would have had to wait like 1 more badge and I could have used it. But, would have only had 2 Pokemon all the way through Mount Moon. I figured it would be better to have like a few. So, or 3 actually because Sandshrew. Okay, we got our Soul Badge after dealing with Protect bullshit. Awesome.
I personally have a preference for the other moth.
Mm.
Volcarona. You cutie on that thing, everything just melts.
Oh, I was going to say Mothim? Yeah, I like Mothim too. But there's a lot of moths. And there we go. We got our Soul Badge. We can help out, or we can Pokemon up to level 60 will obey us. We also got TM27 in case we want to Toxic Stall anybody. Again, I will use it exactly once, and you'll know when I use it, so we got a follower. Caleb022013, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. So prefer calling it the untranslated name Butterfly Dance. Don't care if Quiver Dance makes more sense. Well, no, I mean, it is basically a Butterfly Dance. Those are usually the Pokemon that get it, are the Butterfly or Moth Pokemon, so. Yeah, so unlike regular poison, when a Pokemon is badly poisoned by Toxic, excuse me, it will it'll do increasing amounts of damage over the course of the entire battle. With every turn, it'll deal 1/16 more of their HP, until eventually it just deals all of it. So. Well, I'm glad you're laughing about it, because I'm still frustrated by all the Toxic protecting. But that's okay.
Who the hell designs a gym based around Toxic Stall?
Apparently Game Freak.
They're aware. They're aware of the metagame.
Well, are you terrified? Because I'm more annoyed, sir, to be frank with you. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now, did we get to 45? We didn't get to 45. Oh my god.
It was just 1. They were just trying things.
I'm 300 experience off level 45. Okay, hang on. I have an idea. Let's go heal first. I'm going to heal and I'm going to grab a few items and then we'll go.
Totoro is so tired.
Nobody wants you to give them an Alolan Exeggutor. That's a big tree. I think... Am I going to get an Exeggutor at any point in this playthrough? I forget if you can catch them in the wild. I do have a Leaf Stone that I just haven't used because I've got my whole team already, so... Might be able to get an Alolan Exeggutor later. Yeah, it was Gen 1, they were just trying things. Oh no, I know. I just, you know... I don't know, Toxic Protect just didn't really...
That's a better idea.
Yeah, you should grab your water so it's not out of your way. Alright, we're gonna go buy items, and then I'm gonna brute force this shit. I'm not even gonna... Thank you, bye Cole. Not even messing around with you anymore, Pokemon Let's Go. You don't want to give me enough experience to get to 45, I will make you get me to 45. And I could just go catch a random Pokemon, and, I mean, ultimately that's what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be a little more complicated than just catch a random Pokemon, you know? We need 4 full heals and 4 Hyper Potions, and then I'm topped off. So. Yeah, Toxic Stall did eventually catch on, that's true. Yeah, people started using it in the metagame for stalling out. So. And eventually it became even, I mean, really by Gen 2 it was almost the extent of how complex Toxic Stalling could get, and by that I mean they gave them Protect, but, you know, other than that. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get an Alolan Exeggutor from what I understand, because I think even if Exeggutor isn't necessarily easy to get in the wild, if I remember right, Execute is pretty easy to get. I think it's pretty common on one of the later routes, so... and then you could just evolve it with a Leaf Stone and then just trade it for a Alolan Exeggutor. But that's much later in the game, so we'll get there eventually. Okay, so you might think that, oh, you know, you could just walk right onto Route 15 and battle a trainer, and then Mithra will be level 45, right? I mean, you've already discovered it. You may as well just go there, but then here's the thing. When I go on routes 12 through 15, I'm going to commit to doing all of them and just getting them all done, right? So that leaves our options a little bit limited in terms of where we can get experience from. We could go to Route 19 because I think there's at least one trainer on the beach there, but no, I have another solution. What is my other solution? Well, we've seen enough enough legendary Pokemon over the past little while. From Bill talking about it on his PC to them having pictures of them in Silphco. We're gonna go catch one, and I happen to know just where one of them might be. Interceptor, take me there. Let's go. Let's go for a heckin' run. I could just use Cut to get through here a little bit quicker, but that's okay. Yeah, you either need to get every gym badge or you need to trade it, or else you actually can't access the guy that trades you for an Alolan Exeggutor, so... Unfortunately, if you want to use the Grass Dragon type, you're going to have to use the Grass Psychic type for a little while. Although I think once you get 6 badges, you can actually go catch an Execute if you wanted to use one. I don't think you can catch it before then, but I'm not 100% sure about that, so... I would have to look that one up. Do I need to heal before I do this? No, we're good on healing. So, you may have noticed, the last time we were here on Route 10, whoops, I did that wrong, that there was some water up here that we couldn't really access before. But now that we have the secret technique, Sea Skim, we can access the water. So, what am I trying to do? Oh, there we go. I'm trying to put Interceptor away. There we go. I think we'll just leave Mithra out. Actually, we might bring Emery back out of the ball again, because where we're going, we might need a ground type, so let's check out Sea Skim, shall we? Yeah. So now you both surf on the surfboard. It's so cool. And, of course, there are water types available now while we're here. And probably by catching this single wild Tentacool, I will most likely gain... Well, no, it's level 19, so maybe not. But I'll most likely get a decent chunk of experience from it, so by the time we get to where I'm actually going, we may actually have all the experience I need in order to get to level 45, but I figure, it's fine. We'll commit to doing this now that I'm already here. Why are you making this so complicated? The crazy girl in chat who does things just as bad or worse than that. Oh, well, you know. You know how it is. I gotta make things hard on myself. And I mean, I was gonna come here anyway eventually, so I figure, we'll take care of it now. We might as well. And actually, if I remember right, there's a trainer down here as well that will make this getting that extra level even easier. Speaking of levels, Littlefoot's level 44. Awesome. And probably before I gain any more experience, I should probably give Totoro the rare candy so he could also be 44, because Interceptor's almost there, so. Growth. Am I ever going to use Growth? Probably not, so yeah, we'll keep all moves. Really, the only change I'm really going to make to... Well, there's 2 changes I'm going to make to Littlefoot's moveset eventually. I'm going to get him a Poison-type move, but we can't get that yet. And I'm going to get him a coverage move that might not really work for him because his attack, IV, and stat isn't really that great, but we'll see. Let's read Tentacool's Pokedex entry now that we caught one, shall we? I was jabbing my mouth off and didn't talk about catching a Tentacool we just got. Tentacool can sometimes be found all dry and shriveled up on a beach. Toss it back into the sea to revive it. I'll keep that in mind. Just watch those stingers. They probably hurt a little bit. Oh, there's a Magikarp in case we didn't already have one. Could get one here, but I already got one, so... To be fair, that one would have evolved into Gyarados almost right away as soon as you leveled it, so... And it's rare, but I think, if I remember right, you can actually encounter a Dratini on this route. But if I recall correctly, it's a fairly low spawn rate, so... Yeah, probably won't see it in our travels, but, I mean, yeah, maybe. I'll look around a little bit, see if I can find it. We'll stay in the water, because that spawns the Pokemon in the water, if I recall correctly. There's the trainer I was talking about, and there's an item over there that I'll have to get once we get up on land. Another Tentacool. Tentacruel, you can catch that, too, if you really want to. But And as a matter of fact, I may catch one, but we'll catch it when we go out to the open water in the sea, so. Well, you could call me a Pokemaniac, because where I'm going, you might have to be a maniac to go where I'm going, so. And I'll show where I'm going in just a moment once we get around the corner here. I forget if an NPC told us about this place yet, but I'm pretty sure they did. I'm going to switch Stitch out, actually, because him and Littlefoot are the same level now. So they could probably both use the experience. So I'll just evenly distribute them among the ground types that we found. Or find, rather. Neither one of them has a resistance to ground type moves, but they can take the hits fairly well. And then they can just KO back. Like, see, that's not even a big deal. So. Oh, actually, since I didn't end up using my +1 in the gym battle, I could probably use it where we're going, because we might need it where we're going. I'm making it sound so ominous. I mean, it kind of is, but we'll talk about that when we get there. A Lickitung, huh? I don't remember where you catch this thing. I guess we'll send Totoro out. Well, I'll send Interceptor out, actually. He doesn't have a particular resistance to anything that Lickitung has, but I can probably get rid of it fairly easily. Ready to be smitten. Smitten by something. Probably won't happen today, but it will happen the next time. Yeah, I'm alluding to being smited, that's for sure. Well, smitten is the correct word. I'm saying smited because smitten, when somebody says the word smitten, they're like, oh, you're going to fall in love. No, I'm about to be vaporized by really, really hot lightning, actually. That's what we mean by smitten in this case. So... yeah, I know why you said smitten, yeah. Because I'm going to be... that will be the correct term, because at that point it will be past tense when I get vaporized with hot lightning, so... Anyway, now that the Lickitung's down, let's grab that item, and then I'll show you why we're talking about being smitten here. I'll probably also use an item. I could just, you know, go back to the Route 10 Pokemon Center to heal right there, but... that's fine. Or the Route 9. No, it's Route 10. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. There we go. There's level 45. We can go back to Saffron when we're done and we'll be good to go, but, you know. We're already here, so we may as well take on, drum roll please, the abandoned power plant. This used to be Kanto's power hub. Now it's just a big decrepit building full of a whole bunch of old electronics. But could it attract a rather legendary Pokemon from the inside with all of the old electrical appliances? And will we be able to defeat Sabrina in our 6th gym battle before we have to take on the slog that is Routes 12 through 15? Find out on the next episode of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. There you are, the stream edition. Oh good, I got the over-the-shoulder camera again, so we can do this right at the end. There you go. So yeah, the next episode will be happening on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Do you want to play High Five again? Or do you want just pets? I mean, that's fine. So yes, the next episode will be happening on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. And I will see all of you on the next one on Saturday. Until then, everybody, take care and have a good one. Yeah, it is rather arbitrary, isn't it? Especially considering the fact that Sabrina's Pokemon are at almost the exact same levels as Koga's, if I recall correctly. Like, none of her Pokemon are level 45. So I don't know why you specifically have to be 45. Maybe it's because it's a Psychic-type gym. I don't know. Whatever. What'd you give me as a present? A polished mud ball. Have you been collecting mud since we started? I would think you wouldn't be interested in that because you're an electric type, but you know what? I'll take it. I'll treasure it forever. And it probably doesn't sell for a whole lot anyway, so most likely I won't want to get rid of it no matter what. Nice, Mithra. Thank you.